So here, suppose say these are the people who are working in my department. Their employee codes are there with me, and their date of joining in my organization that is also available with me. My management has given me a task. Being a team leader or being a leader of my department, my duty is to find out the experience of those employees, whoever working in department, and give a report to the management directly. So basically, date of joining is available, and I need to get the experience. So from the date of joining till today, what is the experience in terms of years, months, and days? I have to state a report on that. Okay. Now, if this is the thing, then how to deal with the same? Here again, people tell you a lot of things, but at the end of the day, again, it is going to leave a question mark whether I have got the right answer. So I would suggest, instead of following anyone's method, changing the format, doing some unwanted activity, there is only one way out to deal with this particular piece of problem is by using a hidden formula of Excel. Now, what was that hidden formula? The hidden formula name is date diff. People pronounce it wrongly. They believe it is dated then if. No, it's a wrong pronunciation. So right pronunciation is date diff. So date, take a pause, then diff, date diff. Okay. So when you go for this date diff formula, why this is called as a hidden formula, let me take you through that. This formula has a certain drawback. This formula has a certain drawback. And what is the drawback? I'll tell you later, don't worry. But this is the problem why this formula is being hidden. And to prove that it's a hidden formula, I will show you something. No need to do anything, just look at my screen. The moment you type any formula, say I go for ED, Excel gives me a helping hand, E-date. What is E-date formula for the understanding? Now, if I go for open bracket, it also gives me an instruction how to write this formula. Whereas if I go for date diff, do you get anything? No. So even though I type it properly, not issue, I'm sorry. When I go for date diff, do I get anything? Any kind of helping hand or instructions from Microsoft Excel side? No. So this is what, my friends, over here. This is a hidden formula and we have to work over here. Okay. Now, since the formula is hidden and functions are not visible over here properly and instructions are not visible, we have to work together. So please start working with me over here. Keeping your cursor below to the year over here. Okay. Go for a formula equal to date diff. Make sure you're typing your spelling properly. D-A-T-E-D-I-F. Date diff. Bracket open. Any date formula when you start with, like network days international, E-date, or you go for EO month, you go for text, any date related formula, wherever you are working with, you have to always start with a start date. So start date is nothing but date of joining, comma, C6, comma. Next, what is my next input? Whenever you are comparing the difference between two setup of dates, like network days international, if you remember, what was that next input we had taken is called end date. So in our case, what is our end date? We are going to compute the experience as on date, as on today, right? So my end date is nothing but today's date. So today's date purpose, we can use a formula called today. So today, open bracket and close bracket, that is a predefined formula by Microsoft Excel, which will help me to generate today's date. And what is that date it is going to generate? Whatever my system date is there, that is going to populate over there. So system date is today's date. That's why today formula is going to generate today's date. All right, comma. Now, the third input, we are computing the difference in the column called year. So our third reference has to definitely go for the year reference. So here what we'll do, we'll take a blank cell above to the year and we will define that cell reference. So three inputs were required in date diff. One, start date, comma, end date, comma, our operator purpose, that year or month or day, whatever you're looking for. So we are looking for year now, but for the time being, define to a blank cell. I have my own reasons, so follow the instructions as it is. And the moment I have completed the formula, it is going to leave an error for me, like hash num, some kind of error. We know the reason why there is an error, because out of 3 inputs, my third input is defined to a blank cell. So what you need to do is go back to the blank cell, above to the year cell, and define a text over here called Y. What is the significance of Y? Y stands for year. Like what we discussed yesterday, out of our date format, DD, YY, or MMDD, YY, D represents my day, M represents my month, Y represents my year. So for year purpose, we have taken Y. So can you see now, with immediate effect, we'll be getting the answer for the year column. The date diff formula gives the output as 13. So this is what we have understood. Though date diff is a hidden formula, how to write that formula? What is the objective of using today's formula in date diff formula to generate today's date? And what is the usage of Excel operator called Y to represent our year? Hope this is clear. Give a try. Any difficulties in understanding the same?
Dilawaz is asking to join after 1 hour in WhatsApp to Shrikant.
क्यों?
उसका कुछ query है.
तो श्रीकांत क्या बोल रहा है?
Shrikant बोल रहा है I will connect you on the mail. Give me 1 hour's time. तो फिर कैसे करना है वो? Shrikant का नंबर कौन सा है? नहीं तो वही कंटिन्यू कर लेते हैं ना सेशन में.
Just one question. Does the Y have to stay there?
So, sorry?
In the empty cell?
Yes, Sandeep?
Does the Y has to be there in D4?
Yeah, for the time being, we have to represent. If you do not want, you have the other way work around. Instead of D4, you have to write like this. All right.
Okay.
So either this way or that way, anything is okay. But why I'm telling, I have my own reasons. So please follow the instructions. I will tell you about that, why I'm doing like this. All right. So I believe everybody is able to find out the solution by using date diff formula in the year column. All right. Now, once we have find out the solution for the year, let's make a hands-on practice finding the solution for month and day also. For month, we can use M. For day, we can use D. And let's go for a practice. Is equal to date diff, start date, comma, end date as today formula, comma, Excel operator. Okay. Now, similarly, the moment you go for day also is equal to date diff, start date, comma, today, comma, Excel operator.
Shrikant को क्या?
All right, people. So how to write our date diff formula, we have understood. So did you receive the same solution as I'm showing on the screen? In the year column 13, month column 157, day column 47, 4792. All right. So now, the moment we are done with this, can we express our experience in this format, like stating the employee's experience is 13 years, 157 months, 4,792 days. Does it make any sense? Or is it the right expression to say our experience any point of time? No. Then what is that result about? This is nothing but the individual component-wise differences. Year-wise 13, month-wise 157, day-wise 4,792. But our requirement is something different. What is that? When you go and combine year, month, and days, it should give me the entire difference of experience. So to make it happen, the other way, if you speak around, what is that? If you talk about the month, we know one thing. What is that? Whenever number of month reaches to 12, it becomes 1 year. So in 157 months, how many years are there? If I happen to know what is the basic mathematics we do, we go for applying a formula is equal to number of months divided by 12. Do you agree with the formula, people? If you want to know how many years are there in the month category, what we do, total number of months divided by 12. This is what the practice we do have.
Yes, yes.
The moment I do this, what I'm getting, 13.0833 and all. What does it mean? That 13 complete years are there and the incomplete month in a complete year is 0.08 and all those things. So 13 years is already taken in the year component. That is the same. I cannot again define in the month. So from the calculation, I have to remove 13 complete years and balance 0.08 and all should be displayed in my month category. Then only my expression will be adequate. So to make it happen, what you can do is going to our Excel operator, instead of M, go for YM and see the result. YM stands for year to month, the incomplete month in a complete year. So can you see now? 13 years have been removed and it is left with the incomplete month in a complete year. Similarly, we can go to our day. Instead of D, we can go for MD, month to date, the incomplete days in a complete month. So month to date. So now you see the result is now 13 years, 1 month, 13 days is exactly pinpoint accurate about the experience. All right, people. So far, whatever we did, like using the date diff formula, though it is a hidden one, how to write it. What is the uses of today formula over there? That also we are clear. What is the objective of Y, YM and MD to represent our year, year to month, month to date, respectively? We got the answer. So hope you got the same. Anybody is having different set of answer or any questions running in your mind, feel free to ask. Or you need my presence on your screen, do let me know. I would help you out. Right? Hope it is clear. Yes, Sandeep, am I audible to you?
Yes.
Okay, so any status? Is it done? Any difficulties?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay,
No issue.
Ajit, Rhea.
Yes, it is done.
Okay, that's what, guys. When I'm asking, please respond in the chat box so that you'll be giving me a confirmation so that I can proceed. Thank you so much. Anyway, so we got our solution as the first case of years, months, and days like this. And we know one thing, when we got the solution for a particular case, The same we can apply for the rest of the cases by simply double click on the drag button by selecting the entire solution, and we got the errors. Now the time has come to understand again why there are so many errors. Except the first case, the rest of the cases errors. We have seen the same problem in our small and large case in our day one. When we copy the formula towards down, along with the cell movement, the formula movement, the cells are moving down. You can see C6 is going to C7 for the start date, and your Excel operator is also moving from Y to year. So this is the trouble. So what to do, how to rectify the same? Selecting the entire solution area, opening the formula, which is creating a trouble. D4 is creating a trouble. So we need to lock D4. So this cell should not move down. So we need to lock D4. And how to lock D4? We discussed already. Yes, people? Anybody?
F4.
Absolutely.
Function F4.
Very good. Depends upon the keyboard. If it is not a direct key, use function F4, or if it is a direct key, go for F4 only. So formula is rectified only with one cell. Need to apply for rest. Control, enter. Control, enter. Right? Similarly, you can do the rectification for month also, going for over here, locking E4 over there. Locking E4 over there, and F4, control enter. Similarly, going to the day category, locking F4, control enter. So this is how we have seen, though the formula is a hidden formula, how to use it, and finally how to rectify the formula references or the cell references movement, how to lock it with the help of F4 column or F4 key. Over here we have seen that. So please confirm all of you have done and got your things rectified, done up to this level. So far so good. All right. Now, once we have done, let us analyze the situation. Though we got our solution ready, rectifying the formula, everything, got the answers for each and every case. Just recall the entire thing, follow my audio line. No need to do anything on the screen. Stay focused on the screen, follow my audio. Going to each and every column, rectifying the formula over there, one by one, opening the cell, locking the cell, all those things. Do you think that you are comfortable doing the same? Or is this the ideal process ever Excel recommends for that?
No, Prabhas.
Definitely not. So whatever we have done, my friends, this is what our experts, they will suggest us. But technically, Excel never recommends for that. So whatever we did, this is the thing we have to avoid doing the same. We should not ever do like this. We should not go to each and every column, edit the formula. So what Excel recommends, what is the best practice you should have, you need to follow, I will tell you. Just focus in my screen for a minute. I have deleted the entire stuffs, the yellow colored cells, the solution area, whatever we had designed, I have deleted everything. So I have selected only those cells. Okay, fine. Now please do that and start working with me. Delete the entire solution area and go for immediately equal to date diff, bracket open, date diff, bracket open. Okay. Now stay focused for a minute on my screen. What I'm doing, try to understand. Next 1 minute, I'll be giving time to you to work out. See, as we discussed already, date diff formula, what is the first input? Please, anybody? In date diff formula, what is the first input we take?
The date of joining.
Date of joining, that is called start date. Okay, now see, the moment I took date of joining, what is the cell reference it has picked up? C6. So what is in C6? What is the role of C? In C6, what is the role of C?
Column.
Column. What is the role of 6?
Rows.
So what do you understand by cell? Cell is nothing but the intersection point of column and rows. So first is column and second is row. Okay, this is what we know, correct? Now you have understood. So the moment I am taking this formula, when I go for is equal to date div, taking the start date, when I copy this formula towards down, C6 will move to C7, C8, C9, C10, and so on. So when you see that movement, which thing sounds common? C6, C7, C8, C9, C10. Which one sounds common? The common sounds is C.
Column.
Yeah, so we have understood our data is not stopping, our data is moving, and the cell is moving within a column. So when data is moving within a column or cell is moving within a column, we need to lock only the column, not the entire cell, only the column. And to lock only the column, we have to bring the dollar symbol before column. And to bring the dollar symbol before column, hit F4 key thrice, hit F4 key 3 times. So please go for it. Equal to date div, taking the start date, hit F4 key 3 times. Are you getting the same setup? $C6. So when dollar symbol is before C, column C is locked. So when you copy the formula down, C6 will move to C7. But when you copy the formula right, C6 will never go to D6 because column is locked. Hope. What is column lock? Is that clear? Right. Comma. What is the next input in date div formula, friends, if you remember? What is the next input? Was end date, that is today. So today formula. So when we go for today formula, bracket open, bracket close, my next input is ready. I don't need to lock anything on this because the default nature of today formula is whichever the whichever the cell I go, though it is towards down or towards right, it will generate today's date only, nothing else. Now coming to the third input, what was that? Excel operator. Here we need to understand. The moment we copy this formula down, D4 should not move down. That's what we have seen. But when I copy this formula towards right, D4 should move to E4 for month calculation. E4 should move to F4 for day calculation. So what is the movement? D4, E4, F4. So what is the thing sounds common? Is 4. What is 4? 4 is the row. So we have understood our data is not just stopping in one cell, it is moving, but it is moving in a row. So instead of locking the cell, we have to lock the entire row. And to lock a row, we have to bring the dollar symbol before row number. And to bring the dollar symbol before row number, we have to go for F4 twice, F4 2 times. So immediately you will be finding it will be showing the setup $4. So this was missing. And when we provide the formula in this pattern, bracket close, formula is ready only for a cell. But we need to apply for the entire selected criteria. And as we know, what is the shortcut? Control Enter. And see the beauty, one shot, entire formula is ready and going to give me the result. So this is how, whenever you are dealing with a table and something goes in the vertical format, something is going on horizontal format, and you have to define one formula over there, you can define like this by locking the cell, column lock and row lock. This is called your date div formula. So check it out. Hope this is working. Any doubt, any queries, you can ask me.
In 2016, we don't have this dated formula.
No,
because
in
it is
any
not-
version, you will be not finding that form because this is a hidden formula. In fact, I am also not getting. I'm in Office 365. Nobody will be getting that formula. This is a hidden formula. But the same formula you can get in your Google Sheets. If you work around Google Sheets, you'll be getting that. Or if you're working with your Kingsoft Office, the replica, the clone of our Microsoft Office applications, there you'll be getting the instructions, but not with Microsoft Excel.
Sure.
I'll show you over here immediately since you have asked me. See, any point of time, I'll go to my Google Slides, anything over here. Suppose say take an example. Okay, it's asking for sign up. Fine. See, this is also like Excel only. It will be seeming, but this is Google Sheets. This is one of the Google product. Okay, and here the moment I go for is equal to date diff. Okay, the moment I go for it, I'll be getting the instruction like start date, end date, unit, like that. Can you see that? So this is in Google Sheets, it's available,
Yes.
but not with Microsoft Excel.
So Google Sheet is again like a cloud version of your desktop app.
Not exactly desktop app, you can say. This is the clone of your Microsoft Excel, you can say, but you can save in the data in your one Google Drive and you can share or publish the data over there. So if you have multiple users to work with a particular workbook, better you can save it in Google Sheet and cloud based, and you can share the data to multiple users so multiple users can work in a particular file.
Correct.
It's the similar options like your Excel, whatever it is there, like you see over here, the data, pivot table, everything you will be finding. So a little bit difference will be there, but all these options will be available, like formatting, going for table formatting, theme is also there. Some new features is also added over here. Conditional formatting is available, which is there in our home tab. If you go to a file, we have got the settings options over there. And if you go to view tab, even you can go for your freeze buttons like what you get it in our view tab in Excel also, same thing. And tools, you can go for creating a form control over here by ready-made options. So there are a lot of things, I mean, it's like similar to Excel you'll be finding. And the beauty is you don't need to pay anything for that. That is the only advantage. But whereas in Microsoft Excel, you have to purchase the license.
Okay.
Right. So I believe everybody is clear with our date calculation sheet, how this date diff formula works. Usage of our F4 key once for cell locking, no movement. F4 twice, only row will be locked, column movement will be there. F4 thrice, column will be locked, row movement will be there.
Yes, Prabhas.
Yeah. Tell me.
Can you please show that how you did that? Like control enter.
Yeah. Could you please share your screen? I can guide you.
Yeah, sure.
You go to the screen sharing options, share your screen, not the window.
Share desktop, right?
Yeah, desktop.
Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, it's getting loaded.
Okay.
Right. Fine. You can select your entire solution area.
Okay. Like this?
Yes. Delete everything. Whatever you have created, delete everything. Immediately type equal to
Equals to.
date diff diff bracket open. Type it manually. It will not be visible. You have to type it manually. Date diff bracket open. Take the start date from the left. Yeah. Hit F4 key 3 times to make it column lock. Yeah. Comma. Today formula. Bracket open, bracket close. Comma. Taking the Excel operator from the top, that is Y in D15 cell, for your case D15. Yeah. That you should make it as row lock since the data has to move in a row. So F4 twice. Yeah, bracket close and control enter. Instead of enter, control enter.
Okay.
Now you have to do the slide changes. In the month category, instead of M, go for YM. No, not there. In the headings.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, YM for year to month. YM, just type YM, year to month, and MD for month to date. Okay, you got the solution.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Okay. After the completion of formula, we have to, instead of enter, we can also do control enter.
No, you've got to select your range first. If you are looking for making use of control enter, you should have selected your entire range first before designing the formula. So after selecting the range, start working with your formula. But once the formula is over, instead of enter, you have to go for control enter.
Okay.
Right. Fine. So I'm taking the control back on the screen. And now let us go and discuss the next sheet. What we have is naming called goal seek. So we are going to discuss one of the data analytical tool of our Excel. It's a very beautiful tool. So please stay focused with the data first. So let me give you a background story. So we have a salary slip over here. So everybody is getting the salary. So everybody can connect with the data. That's why I have taken one salary slip data over here. See, we have a basic of 40,000 and you can see DA is a formula driven cell, 20% of the basic. If you go to HRA, it is 50% of the basic. It's all our formula driven. Medical allowance, it is fixed of 15,000. Uniform allowance, it is 12,000. It is fixed. All right. Now, if you see the monthly CTC is nothing but the consolidation of all these above values, whatever we have received. This is our monthly CTC. Similarly, when you look at the annual CTC, a simple, again, formula driven cell, monthly CTC multiplied by 12. So this is what our data is salary slip we have. Hope this is clear. This component breakups, whatever we have of the salary slip, is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Right. Now, let me take you through a real-time situation. Now, suppose say in my team, I have a vacancy and need one candidate to support me in my daily routine activities. So what I did, I asked my recruitment team to get me a candidate. So my recruitment team, they referred one candidate naming ABC. So I have to take the final interview. So when I am just taking the interview, I came to know that that person is having good amount of knowledge about the subject matter, and he is quite suitable person for the role which I have, and he's having all the necessary certifications and economical qualification also sounds good. So I have decided I should retain ABC for that role. But that alone is not enough. I have to think about the compensation part also. So when I offered him that for this role, we are offering 11 lakhs 40,000 to ABC. He was not quite happy with that offerings. I can make out from his face. So I gave an open offer to him. I asked him, okay, ABC, if you have your own expectation, something you can speak up. Let's see if it works out for both of case, then we can definitely think about some window options. Then he told the ABC person that instead of 11 lakhs 40,000, if you offer me 14 lakhs, if you offer me 14 lakhs over here, I am ready to join immediately. So ABC's expectation is 14 lakhs, but my offerings is 11 lakhs 40,000. It's a lot of difference, isn't it? Around 3 lakhs 60,000. So now the question is, in front of me, there is there are two problems. What is the first problem? If I want to accept his offering, what would be the breakup of salary? This is the first problem. Fine. We have understood the problem. Let's keep the problem on hold. One thing what my management has given the authority to me that Prabhas, you can hire or retain any candidate, go for it. Salary is not a bar. If you find any point of time a suitable candidate pitch in, take a liberty to accept his offer, but make sure that any point of time, the basic should not exceed 60,000. What my management has given the authority and capping, I can accept anybody's offering, whatever it is, but while accepting his offer, my basic salary should not exceed 60,000. So I have got another problem. If I want to accept his offering, my basic, whether it is exceeding 60,000 or it is below 60,000. If it is exceeding 60,000, so definitely I cannot hire that candidate because that is completely beyond of my discretion power. And if it is within 60,000, I should not make a delay to retain that candidate in my role. Well, if that is the situation, then what we do, we just take 2 hours time. We ask the candidate to be waited at the reception or the lobby, and we come back to our workspace and we do our internal calculations to come to a conclusion whether I should hire that candidate or not. But really, it needs 2 hours of time to take a decision like this. Yes, sometimes we do because we are unable to take the right decision then and there immediately. That's why we back some time so that we can come to a conclusion. Now, this is the place where, my friends, we have to save our time by using the data analytical tool of Excel called GoalSeek and taking the decision immediately then and there. So how to do that? Let's go for the discussion. So from the entire storyline, now, if I want to go for usage of GoalSeek, how to use it? So the first thing is GoalSeek you will be finding in our data menu. What if analysis group option is GoalSeek. We do have. But to use GoalSeek, you must satisfy 2 validation rules. Rule number 1 is your data must be formula driven. You can see lot many formulas are there. Our data, there is formula driven, no issues. So rule number 1 is satisfied. Rule number 2, the moment I go for data, what if analysis, GoalSeek over here, it asks me set cell. Okay. Now let us focus and discuss set cell. What do you mean by set cell? Set cell is nothing but objective cell. In any data, there will be one objective. And in your data, whichever the cell you are going to consider as your objective cell, it must contain a formula. So rule number 2, objective cell must contain a formula. So in our data, what is our objective, if you recall? Yes, people, what's our objective? The annual CTC.
To get the CTC 14 lakhs.
Right. This is what our objective cell, right? So objective cell, is it containing a formula over here? Is it containing a formula? No, annual CTC is containing a formula. Monthly CTC multiplied by 12, right?
Sorry, yes,
right.
Correct.
So rule number 2 is satisfied. Our objective cell is nothing but annual CTC. We should refer as set cell, and this is containing a formula. Done. Now criteria number 2 value. In this cell, what is that value we are expecting? The candidate's offering. What is the candidate demands? 14 lakhs. So that should be our 2 value. And we have to always define our 2 value manually. We cannot refer to a cell. We cannot make it dynamic. We have to always define it manually. Now coming to by changing cell, third criteria, by changing cell. Which cell you change so that you can get your annual CTC of 14 lakhs when you change the basic? Do you agree? Because DA is formula based, HRA is formula based, medical allowance is fixed, uniform allowance is fixed. We cannot touch all these 4. We can touch only this cell, correct? So that should be our changing cell. So this is what the 3 different criteria, how to define, we have understood. Let's go on to it. So set cell is the objective cell, annual CTC. 2 value is our 14 lakhs. Manually need to be defined. Changing cell is my basic cell. And the moment I click OK with immediate effect, can you see on your blink of your eyes, Excel is taking its own iteration and calculation and throws the result. And what is the result? 14 lakhs. If I want to accept his offer, the counter offer given by the ABC candidate, my basic should be 52,745. Is it less than 60,000 capping? Yes. So I should not make a delay. I should not make a delay. I should immediately hire that candidate by giving the appointment letter that please join from day after tomorrow, something, whatever it is. So this is how the place where we are spending a lot of time to arrive at a conclusion or to take a decision, you can make use of this kind of goal seek tool, and you can save your time and bring your data in accurate format. Like you are going for your profitability analysis, you calculate your break-even point, or if you are going for your calculating margin of there, or discount pattern or anything is there, or incentive pattern is there. So anything, wherever you are working, it's not about only confined to finance, accounts, HR, production planning, anywhere department you are working with, you can make use of this tool called goal seek. Where it is available? In the data, what if analysis, goal seek. So please give it a try and just check it out. Is it working?
Done.
Right. Sridhar, what is the status?
Yeah, I heard that also.
Okay.
Earlier, whenever we encounter this kind of issue,
Mhm.
we have formulas for DAHR and all, but
Mhm.
permutation and combination should be done on basics. So
Right.
we used to enter 50,000, then we see whether the total value comes in the 14 lakhs it is as per our expectation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now this is much more better format.
Of course.
We must have to enter two values and get the
Right.
results.
Absolutely. All right. So I believe that everybody is able to do the calculations by using our goal seek tool, provided all the time the two rules you have to keep in your mind, those are to be satisfied. Now coming to the next is called data clean one. So kindly open the sheet naming called data clean one, and we are going to discuss over here. I will take you through the data, what we have. Let me give you a background story and bit on this. See, mostly what it happens, friends, when you receive your data from your any of the customer, vendors, or the stakeholders, or internally any of the departments from the organizations itself, you may receive some errors. What kind of errors? Like hash NA, hash value, hash num, hash reference, hash division. All these hashtag errors you'll be getting over there, and that leaves a generation, lot of curiosity in our mind to know the reason why there is a error over here. And when you try to find out the reason behind the same, when you go back to the source data, you realize that these errors are because of data absence, format incompatibility, or case sensitivity. Technically these are not playing any role, and we ignore it, and we send it across our data to the next level. And then people are looking at the errors, they keep asking a lot of questions. And when they ask questions, leaving our day-to-day activity, we have to keep explaining, and which is actually technically a duplication of work and waste of time. So we need to stop doing all these activities. So how to stop people asking unwanted question? By treating the errors with the right treatment. So basically in our data, whatever the errors are there, the objective is in place of those errors, we want a text to be applied naming called NA. So in place of error, NA text to be displayed. So how to do that? Here, again, our experts, they will suggest us to go for find and replace. Trust me, find and replace is going to help me only to replace one particular error at a time. But we have got varieties of errors. So first of all, I need to identify what are the types of errors I have in a huge data set. And secondly, that many times I need to roll out this activity of find and replace, which is really a tedious process. We are not able to afford that much of time. So in this case, what is the best option I will suggest is keeping the cursor anywhere in the data. Keeping the cursor anywhere in the data, go for Control A. Control A. Data will be selected. Then 1 minute, you please watch my screen, what I'm doing, understand. Then next 1 minute you can try. After selecting the data, I will go for F5 or Control G, G for Gamma or G for Goa. Control G or F5 will be bringing me go to dialog box on the screen. And then there is a tab over here called Special. I need to click that. Then go to Special dialog box will appear where I need to choose constants and I need to deactivate numbers, text, and logicals. I repeat, I need to choose constants and I need to deactivate number, text, and logicals. So when I do the same, my process is completed. Okay, then I have to go and click OK. So when I need to go and click OK over here, what will be happening from the entire data set, it is only going to select only the error-driven cells. Keeping my mouse pointer aside or touchpad aside, immediately I will go and type from my keyboard NA. Wherever it is typing, don't worry. But if you're really interested in knowing the same, go back to the formula bar. You can check it out. There it is displayed over here. And now we have to only go for Control Enter. So when I go for Control Enter, you will be finding all these error-driven cells are replaced with our desired text called NA. Final step, don't forget, is going to Home tab, change the colors. So later, even if you open the file after 6 months, by looking at this error-driven cells, you can recall that these are the error-driven cells we have replaced with a text called NA. And this is called your text-driven errors treatment any point of time in your Excel file. So please give it a try.
Could you please repeat this part again?
Yes, so what level up to you are in? Yeah.
Like where to go to?
Yeah, first you select your data. Go for F5 or Control G. If you are looking for F5, for your case, function F5 or Control G, G for Goa.
Okay.
You will be getting this kind of dialog box where you have a special button. In the bottom left, special is there.
Yeah.
Click the special button. You will be getting the next dialog box. Go to special dialog box where you have to choose constants and then deactivate numbers, text, logicals.
Okay.
And then click OK. Then once you click OK, immediately type NA and Control Enter without changing the cursor location. Type NA and Control Enter. And then go to the Home tab, color those cells, and you'll be finding the output like this. All right, Ria, is it happening?
Yes, I'm just trying.
Okay. All right, people. I guess everybody is able to do that. There are error treatment. So this is called text-driven error treatment any point of time in Excel. And
So I had a question there.
yeah, please.
Sorry,
No problem, no problem.
I'm actually waiting for Ria. So the only thing is that can this also be kind of used? I'm just relating to what we do, right?
Mhm.
So can this also be used to just select a particular, say, for example, status, something like a unique number that we have in different places of Excel, and then replace it with whatever. Like for example, we replace it with NA. If I want to just replace those particular cells by searching and replacing them. So, for example, there is no error, but if I say we are looking at these numbers over here, I have 665 on different multiple cells.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
So
I'll tell you, Sandeep, over here, two things. Like, if you want to go for selecting anything across the sheet, these are the options we have. You can work around with these options. Like, mostly what we use the most, where the formulas are there, those cells, if you want to select, you can use this option. Where you have only the conditional formatting, you can use this option. Okay, this is called conditional formatting. Where the data validation, the drop down list is there, you can select this option. Where you have got multiple objects in place, you can use this option. So these are the mostly the options being used from this window in our routine activities. And one more is the visible cells only. So whatever you have got something, some filtered data, you have got some hidden data and some data visible. You want to apply the colors only to the visible cells. You can use this option also. So there are different options we do have. You can make use of it. And as you asked me that in the entire worksheet, wherever 665, a particular number is there, you can go for simple find and replace, Control H, find 665 and replace with something.
understood. That's what I do at this point of time.
Right,
But,
right.
Some there is more like the 665. There are actually more options that we want to replace. But I understood where you're
Right, right. Now, let us do a hands-on practice. In this piece of data, there are certain cells we have got blanks, and we want those blank cells are to be replaced with a text called nil. So let's do a practice. Keeping the cursor in the data, Control A, only the data you got to select, not the entire worksheet. Then process F5 or Control G, depending upon the keyboard. Go for special. Here we have an option called blanks. Can you see I'm highlighting?
Yes.
So when you go for this blanks option and click OK, with immediate effect, you will be finding only the blank cells are alone selected on the screen. And with this, immediately go and type nil. Wherever it is typing, don't worry. But if you are really interested in knowing, look at the formula bar. Are you getting nil over here? Yes. Control Enter. Control Enter. And finally, as I told you, do not forget to color them. Because tomorrow when you open the file, you should be in a position to recall the same. Or if you are sending the file to someone else, you must maintain the legends in the bottom stating that yellow colored cells are the error-driven cells replaced with NA. Green colored cells were the blank cells replaced with nil. So anybody can look at the legend and they can make out what is the significance of NA or nil. So this is what the story of our data clean one. The error treatment, how to do, blank treatments, what is the treatment should be done, we have understood. So this is the part of our data cleansing process. I believe everybody is able to do that. Any doubt, any queries in this sheet?
No, Pravas.
Right, very good.
Actually, by mistakenly, so many times, like when I do Control F now, by mistakenly I did Control G, but I never know
Uses of that.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. But now I got the idea, like how
Right,
to use this.
right, no problem. So something or the accidental something you have come across, but now you come to know about the uses of that. Great, that's thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, friends. So now we are going to proceed with the next data sheet is called Data Clean 2. So Ria, is it done? Data clean 1?
Yes.
Okay. So let us proceed with our data clean 2. Let me give a background story of the data what we have with us. Please stay focused. Friends, whenever we download the data from SAP or ERP system, though it is of SAP SuccessFactors or if it is a IBM ERP, Oracle ERP, whichever the platform you are downloading the ERP versions, there will be two areas always will be finding the trouble or challenge. What are they? One, number column will not be in number format. Date column will not be in date format. So our data cleansing process again starts from that point. So we have got some data which we have downloaded from SAP system. I'll tell you. Suppose say my boss asked me, Prabhas, get me the entire fixed asset register. So I have downloaded my FA register and I found that there are 10,000 records are there. And the records comes in this format, like we have got asset code, the first column, asset description is there, each and every asset, whatever it is. And we have got a asset class as well. So this is the place where you will be finding the trouble. And what's the trouble? The column, it is dealing with the data. The data is in number, but it is not in number format. So now you can ask me a question, Prabhas, how did you identify that instantly? This is not in number format. Simple. If you look at our data, in the top left corner, this kind of green color flag symbols, it is embedded. This is a simple message that the data is not complied with the standard format. It is stored as a text or could be a general format. So it's a simple message. I got it. And now the question is how to clean up the data, how to bring the numbers into number format. Here, our experts, they will suggest you that Prabhas, don't worry, select the data. In the left side, you'll be finding this kind of yellow color triangle where you got to choose the option convert to number. Don't ever go for this option, friends. I'm not denying, I'm not saying that this option is not going to work. It will work. This option is being designed to deal with the limited row items like 10, 20, 30, 40 row items. You can make use of these options. We have got a huge data, 5,000 records, 50,000 records, 10,000 records, or 1 million records. If you have, then in that case, if you by mistake go for this option, it will be leaving some errors. What kind of error? Excel not responding. Excel is restarted. Excel stopped working. Windows is hanged. Excel screen is grayed out, or Windows is restarted. All these problems somewhere or the other you would have also encountered with. So this kind of problem we should avoid. Else our entire work, if you have not saved, so some portion of the work, it will be vanished. Again, you have to spend time for recreating the entire thing. So it's better not to use this option if you have a huge data. So what's the best option? I will tell you. Please look at my screen. Keeping the cursor in the first value of my asset class, select the rest, shift control and down arrow key. I will go to my data menu. We have an option called text to column. And when I go for text to column, I will click only the finish button. I don't need to do anything. I only have to click this finish button. And when I click this with immediate effect, can you see my entire asset class column, wherever that green color flag symbols were there, this is removed and the data is left with the number format. Any other calculations I want to use by taking these options or formula help, or I want to use this column for formula, I can use it. So this is what the best option to clean up our data and the solution for the first problem of our SAP records, how to make our data ready with the necessary data cleansing procedure. So please confirm you are able to do that. So SAP records, first problem solution, we got it. Yes, any questions?
Shortcut for this is Alt D, right?
Yeah, Alt AE, Alt DE, anything will work.
Done, Prabhas.
Yeah.
We can proceed.
Yes. So now coming to our extreme right. Coming to our extreme right column, you will be finding the column is coming called year, which is containing some hash value, some kind of error tags. Now, why it is containing this kind of errors? So if you go to any of the cell and you try to open that cell, you will be finding randomly, you can take any. There is a year formula already embedded. And we have seen that in our day one, there is a formula called year is there by default in Excel, and we can make use of that, not an issue. But the problem is that year column is depending upon my date column. And it's a pretty simple message. Since my date column is not in proper date format, my year is in trouble, right? Now, what is the problem in date column? This is what we need to address it. So keeping the cursor in the first date of the date column, if you select the rest, look at the same and let me know what is the problem in our date column. Anybody? Ideally,
Format, right?
yeah, simple. If you look at the date separator is a trouble, because ideally the date format would be either DD, MM, YY, YY, or we go for MM/DD/YY. Do you agree? These are the
Yes.
two recognized format across the globe we follow in any of the Excel sheets. So here the trouble is with regard to our data separator. The date separator is a trouble. So instead of dot, we should use either hyphen or slash. That's what the treatment we have to give it. For that, go for Control H. After selecting the date column, go for Control H. Find what? Find dot. Full stop. Replace with what? Two options we have. So which one we are supposed to take? Both are okay. But I would suggest once you please have a look at your bottom system right corner, system bottom right corner, you see whatever your date separator of the system is there, please replace with that character. Since my system separator is showing hyphen, I replace with hyphen and replace all button is there. When you go for replace all done, we have made 1658 replacements. It will be throwing a message. So click OK, close this, find on replace and see the beauty. 1 minute back, my year column was showing the error, but when I do this treatment with immediate effect, I could find my results are on with the year values and my data is cleaned. All right. So please check it out. All of you got your data cleaned.
Prabhas, can you
Yeah.
please repeat why you've chosen dash option only?
Yeah, the reason in my bottom, in my system, bottom right corner,
Okay,
the date parameter that is separated by hyphen. That's why I have taken hyphen. If it is slash, you should have selected slash.
It's done for me. However, there
Yeah.
are some cells that are not, that's showing a value error.
Absolutely, it will be. So
Yeah.
this is also the kind of problem you will be facing, though you have followed this approach, you have applied this method, but still sometimes it may remain with some unclean data. So in that case, what you need to do is, I'll tell you, select your date column again, go to your data menu, option text to column, and the moment you choose text to column, it will take you to the text to column import wizard like this. No need to do any changes, directly go for next button. Then again, no changes, click the next button. In the third window, you will be finding the column data format shows as general by default. You got to change it to date. You got to change it to date. And once you change it to date, towards your right side of your date, there is a drop down. If it is showing DMY, change it to MDY. If it is showing MDY, change it to DMY. This is the only change you have to make. And once you do the changes, finally go for the finish button and see the beauty. The entire data will now be clean. It will no more be having any kind of further errors over there.
Yep. That work. So
Right.
what does that DMY mean and why?
DMY means date, month, year. MDY means month, date, year. So whatever the format it is there, irrespective of that, we are trying to make it as a uniform format. So whatever the unclean data will be there, whether it is DMY, then automatically it will be changing to MDY. If it is MDY, it will be automatically changing to DMY. That's it.
Thanks.
Yeah. So this is how people, the problem number 2 of our SAP driven data, how to clean up the data and work further, we have seen. Now, coming to our year column. Though my data is cleaned from the year column, but my years cannot be ever expressed having the comma over there as a separator, because comma separator is allowed only in case where the data is a number or it is a currency, not with the year. So how to remove the same, how to rectify that, how to clean up it, I'll tell you. If you recall, yesterday we have discussed something in changing the format of our cell. Okay, to convert any format to number format, what was the shortcut we discussed? Anybody can recall? To convert any format to number format?
Control
I
shift.
think Control Shift 3.
No, Control Shift 1. If you remember the data presentation sheet lastly, when before the closure of the session, we discussed about this. Control Shift and 1 to convert any format to number format. Control Shift 3 to any format to date format. Control Shift 5 any format to percentage format. Similarly, to convert any format to general format, we have a key you can see on our keyboard before or above to the tab key. We have a key over here called an infinitive symbol, or a key before the numerical key 1 is called a infinitive key. It is technically called as tilde key, TILDE. Very rarely in use, or hardly you would have ever used. But this key also has a usage. And what's that? When you press along with Control and Shift with this tilde key, it will help you to convert any format to general format. So let's go for that. Control Shift and tilde. Can you see? It is converting any format to general format. So this is what, if you have good amount of knowledge of keyboard shortcuts, you can save a lot of time. You don't need to struggle much. You don't need to waste your time over there. And while working with Excel or any other application nowadays, time is money. So if you can save some time for yourself or for the organizations, that's a great achievement. So that's the story of our data clean 2. I believe everybody's up to the par. Any questions?
No.
All right. Now I'll be moving to next. It's called data clean 3. So let me take you through the data, what we have with us first. Then we'll discuss about the objective and we'll be working on that. Mostly what it happens, friends, in our routine activities, sometimes we receive our data in different format. Like you may receive your data in MS Word document, or you may receive in PDF, you receive in MS Access database, or you receive in .csv format of your data, or you receive in SQL table data, or you receive the data in Notepad format, could be the case. So if you see the other platform, the data seems to be well organized, tabulated, or perfectly aligned, and it gives some clear view to read the data. And when you copy that data and paste in Excel to do some analysis on the same, then what it happens? It goes completely haywire. The data is scattered here and there in the Excel sheet. You don't have any idea why the column height is increased, why the row height is increased. No idea about that. And you don't know how to deal with the same. So our problem starts there. How to clean all these things, how to bring the data all together to one place. That is the place where we spend a lot of amount of time. So this is also kind of a data what we are discussing about. So let me take it further on this. See, suppose say take an example. My boss is working with a bank portal in his laptop, in a bank portal in his laptop. So there is the data like bank name, bank account number, and bank code. Everything is well organized. Data is there in the bank portal. So what my boss did, he has exported the data to Excel and he closed the bank portal. And when he opened that Excel file, the data dumps into the column like this. So entire data, it dumps into a single cell. And like that, 10,000 entries are there. So looking at the data in this format, my boss is thinking it is not my cup of tea. So immediately he called me that Prabhas, I have got the data like this. I just want you to extract only the bank code in the next column. So what my boss is saying, I have got 10,000 records like this. Please help me out in this state, bringing only the bank code in the next column. This is what he's expecting from me. So how will I do that? Anybody can give me a helping hand?
Using right formula.
Very good. So I'll be using the right formula. Okay, I'll go for right formula. So right formula is being designed to ascertain or extract certain characters from the right side. So I believe all the places my bank code is the extreme end. So how many characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So from the data, I'm going to extract 8 characters. Am I right?
Yeah, but it will not help for every bank.
Right. So the problem is, if you go for the fourth case, what is happening? My code, bank code is something different. I'm getting something different because all the places bank code is not having the uniform character numbers of 8 characters. So basically, data is of inconsistent type. Data is of inconsistent type. So this is the reason why right is not going to work. We have got the confirmation, right?
Also, we can do multi like that
Text to column. Very good.
and
Yeah, text to column. So text to column, if I go and separate my data by using some delimiters called space.
yes.
And if I go for next and finish, what happens? Somewhere the bank code is in column H, somewhere in column I, somewhere in column G. Again, I have to look into each and every cell to find my bank code. So that doesn't make any sense also. Can you see that?
Yes, yes.
So what we have understood, these are the regular options whatever we are using. This is applicable only if your data is of consistent type or uniformity is there. So here the problem is data is of inconsistent type. So how to deal with the same? So when we do not have any other options like this right formula is not working, text to column is not working, what is the choice I have? Yes, Sandeep, what we can do?
I have no idea.
Okay, fine.
No
then.
idea, Prabhas.
Fine. So this is what the same thing happened with me also. When I was there in your level, I was also having no idea how to deal with the same. Trust me, these are the real-time data. It's not just for the training purpose I have created. These are the real-time data. This is one data which I have collected from a different country's data, not India's data actually. This is the data belong to Spain. Okay. Now, the question is over here in this case, what I did when things are not working, I took one expert's help because each and every corporate, there will be someone who is having good amount of knowledge in Excel and we are depending upon him on the time when it demands. So suppose say in our corporate, we have a person naming called Rahul. He is there good amount of Excel knowledge. So I approached Rahul and what Rahul did, he gave me a solution. Prabhas, go for the formula. If, len, mid, find, if, error, like this, combining all these formulas. And finally, when I see the formula, it is not ending up with the close parenthesis. It is ending up with the curly braces like this. And he's also asking me, Prabhas, don't go for enter. Go for control, shift and enter. And I am completely clueless why he's telling me like this. But I could see this is working for me. So I am a bit curious to know how this logic works. When I asked him what he said, Rahul, he said, Prabhas, you asked for help. I did it, but I have my own work to do also. So please Let me know about all these things after 5:30 p.m. at the end of the day. If I'm available, definitely I will help you out about the logic, how it works. Well, so I cannot go further beyond and pressurize him. Please help me immediately right now. So I have got the solutions. Taking the solution, I came back to workplace and I started using it. So without understanding the logic, when I started using it, sometimes it works, sometimes it fails. And why is it so? Because my data is of inconsistent type. So I get frustrated. I get frustrated. Anybody will be? When things are
Yes.
not happening, things are not working. So I left everything. I left everything. I ignored everything. I came back to my original track. What is that? Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Now think about it. 1 or 5 or 10 cases I can dare even to do the copy paste action. 10,000 cases. If I really literally start doing, it will kill my half day. Do you agree with me?
Correct.
So my boss is not ready to afford that much of time. But he has no other option because I am a teammate of him and I am the best person for him. He is believing that. So when the best person of the team is saying 4 hours, is there any other scope? No. But somewhere he's not convinced. And that is going to reflect a question mark in his mind about my productivity, my efficiency level. And that is going to give an impact in my KRA. And when the KRA is having some negative impressions, this is going to reflect in my appraisal system also. All are interlinked. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So in this situation, my friends, if I'm able to do the same job for you just in 10 seconds, trust me, the entire 4 hours of task, if I could make it happen for you just in 10 seconds, how much of quality time we can save? Can you imagine? Isn't it? So let's see how to do that. No need to do anything. Just look at my screen for a minute. What I do, I will clean my column C completely. I have gone to column B, the first data. I could see, I realize my bank codes are always at the end, though it is of inconsistent type, but all the places bank code is at the end. So I got that much of confirmation. Okay, control C. I have copied that. I have gone to the next column. I have pasted my data. After pasting the data on my keyboard, I just pressed Control E and see the beauty on the blink of your eyes. Entire 10,000 records, all the cases, wherever the bank codes are there, exactly it has extracted. So kind of a magic show, more or less. So what is this Control E? Why we have never heard of using someone or somebody has ever not expressed to us? This is nothing but an artificial intelligence tool of our Excel naming called Flash Fill. And this is available on 2013 and above versions of Excel, not earlier. Okay, so please make a use of that. Check, is it working for you?
So it just needs a reference of what we are looking for from that week, for example.
Yeah, it is just taking a pattern. Flash fill is nothing but pattern filling.
Right.
So whatever the pattern you are taking, we are not defining any logic over here. So don't expect that it is working with our logic. No, we have just taken the data. We have given the command that this is the data, this is the output I'm expecting. So it is creating a pattern automatically in the backend. That is why it is called as artificial intelligence. And when you go for Control E, the same pattern is only going to fill.
Okay, understood.
Okay, whatever we did for with the first data, do it for the next.
Yeah,
right?
it's not only about the first data. You can start somewhere in the middle also, because it's not only filling down, it fills up and fills down also. So that's the beauty of pattern filling. See, now suppose I have gone for this case in the middle somewhere. I have taken my bank code. I have pasted over here. I can go for Control E, done. So pattern filling is, yeah, yes.
Yeah, it will be there on the menu bar.
Yes, yes, of course it is there. So if you believe that you may forget Control E, you can go to Home tab, below to sigma, there is a down arrow key fill symbol where you will be having flash fill.
Sigma. Fill. The fill down, fill right, fill up, left. That one.
Yes, yes.
Yes, that is the command. In the last command over here inside, you'll be finding flash fill.
Got it.
This is the location number 1. Else you can go to data menu also. You will be finding an option called flash fill in the data. This is flash fill. So this is the option about flash fill in the data. And this is the keyboard shortcut.
Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah. So I believe everybody is able to extract the bank codes for the intra-case without having any hash rule.
This will definitely help me a lot.
Obviously, I would say anybody will ever say no to this. See, this is what the tool is going to save our life. I'll tell you, this is just a beginning. I'll tell you where else also you can use. And you can imagine really it is such a powerful tool. Why Microsoft has made such a delay to invent this. But this is one of the tools Microsoft has ever invented in Excel. Trust me. All right. So I believe that everybody is able to get this data populated by using Control E flash fill command. But remember one thing, my friends, to use flash fill in any set of data, you must satisfy 4 validation rules. So what are those rules? Let us have a basic discussion that is very, very essential. So you need to understand what are the rules of our flash fill. So flash fill rules. No need to do anything, just look at my screen and understand. See, rule number one, it is saying that ensure next to data column, there must be a blank column. So what does it mean? Like the moment I have got the data in column B, column C must be blank. If column C is containing data, you must insert a new column. So this is the first rule. Ensure next to the data column, there must be a blank column. Okay. Rule number 2. After flash fill, make paste special values. What does it mean? Like if I have got applied my flash fill over here, I need to copy that, then right click on the same, paste special over here, and we should choose values over here. And the moment we click OK, with immediate effect, you will be finding your data will be ready. And why is it necessary? Is it really recommended? Yes, because if you do not do so, when you save your file, tomorrow you try to reopen, this will change your data. There might be a dilution of the data. There might be data changes may happen. So that is the reason why to safeguard our data, we must go for paste special values. Rule number 3 is after step 2 only, after step 2, create data header. So what does that mean? Never ever create your data header first. Like suppose say, I want to create the header first, then I want to go for flash fill. It will not work because this data will be considered as your base data and flash fill will not operate properly. So this is the reason why first you go for your data, then go for paste special value, then make it as header bank code. Rule number 4, ensure there is no formula over data column, or not over, we can say on data column. Like what does it mean? In B column, no cell should contain the formula. If you have the formula, flash fill will not work. So you have to ensure that if it is containing a formula, we have to make copy, paste special values. So these are the 4 rules, my friends. You have to always keep in your mind whenever you go for your flash fill. So I'm just copying and pasting in the chat box. You can turn into your own language over here, but ensure this you remember. This is very, very essential. All these rules. Hope these rules are clear. Any doubt, any questions, anybody? You can ask me.
Prabhas, I have a question.
Okay, please.
Prabhas, can we use for like if we want to, you know, copy data which is in the middle, like if let's say the bank code, if it's in the middle of somewhere, then
Okay, so to make it a precise question, like we have got bank account numbers in the middle. So your question is, can we extract the bank account numbers? Am I right?
yes, yes,
We'll do that. We'll do that. Don't worry. We'll go step by step. So now my question is over here. All these rules are clear, what I have explained?
yes.
Right. So can I take a confirmation from everyone that so far so good, everybody is clear? Okay, great. Now please stay focused on my screen, my friends. Where else I can use this flash fill to make my job easy, to make or to save my life? I'll tell you. No need to do anything. Just look at my screen. See, I have got my first name and last name in one column over here. So suppose say I'm working with my employee data or my stakeholders data or vendors or customers, whoever it is, the names are there like this. And if I happen to combine the data, what I'm supposed to do? Anybody? If I want to combine the data, what I'm supposed to do? Concatenate. So there is a ready-made formula called concatenate, isn't it? So this is what people always suggest us to do the job using this, but I will never recommend for this. This is just for information you can remember, but never ever use this formula because this is a lengthy formula. So what I suggest in this case is going for equal to first name, use ampersand and symbol, the numerical key 7 in the keyboard, ampersand, and we need one space between first name and last name. So we should define the space in between 2 double inverted quotes that will be ultimately combined with my first name. Then again ampersand, use the last name. This is what the best method to combine or conjoin multiple cell strings. Do you agree with me?
Yes, yes.
So this is the best option. If you're not using, you can start using like this. Hope all clear. This is what the practice we have. And this is the best practice till yesterday. But today, if you ask me, I do not recommend these options also. Why? Since we are working with the upgraded version of Excel, see the beauty. The moment I go for this data over here, if I happen to combine this, I will go to the next column and I will type over here, say, Hari, space, Sadhu, and then immediately Control E, done, bang on, one keyboard shortcut is going to do the job for me. Can you imagine? No formula, no function, no form, no file size is going to be heavy also. It is just a simple mere text only it is going to occupy. That's the beauty. Flash fill, how it helps me, we have understood. Correct? Can you imagine? This is one. Next one, I will tell you, whenever we happen to segregate the data, if you have the data combined in one place, first name you want to maintain in one column, last name in other column, we have the best practice of going to text to column, delimited, using next, using space, then again next, going to destination to change, and then finish. Then only we used to get the data segregated. So this was the best practice till yesterday. But today, if you ask me, I would never recommend such a lengthy process also. See the beauty. If this is the data, over here. Okay, I will go to next column. I will type Hari. I will type next column Sadhu. Hari, Control E, Sadhu, Control E. Done. Two columns, two keyboard shortcuts, and entire data is segregated. Even though you have 1 lakh row items, no worries. It is going to work like a charm. So can you see? Can you feel that? What is the power of this flash fill tool?
Yes, Prabhas, this is really helpful.
Yes.
Helpful.
Trust me, friends, 90% cases, whenever you have to do the data cleansing procedure, you can make use of this flash fill tool. 90% cases, it is going to solve your problems. I will tell you one more problem also. See the real-time problem. These are the real-time situation I'm talking about. I will take you through one more real-time situation. No need to do anything. Just look at my screen. See, mostly one more challenging part is while working with your bill of material, the kind of data where the huge volume of your inventory control related records or material quantity, all these records when you deal with, will be dealing with a lot of material codes over here. Okay, this is the data I'm going to show you. Now, what is happening when I try to match the records, when I download the material master over there, you will be finding it always comes with this kind of trouble. What is the trouble? The material code comes along with some leading zeros to the left. Can you see that? And
Yes.
my problem starts there. Unless and until I get my material code separated, I cannot do any kind of matching of records. Neither VLOOKUP I can apply, nor I can use any kind of other formulas. Nothing can be done. But if I want to go for find and replace, my existing material code zeros also is going to be replaced with something. So I cannot do that, anything over here. And trust me, this was a major problem since 1985 till 2010 version of Microsoft Excel. But since today we are in upgrade version, see how the job is going to be easy. Even though we have got the inconsistent data, sometimes metal code starts with 2 alphabets, sometimes it's 1 alphabet. No worries how it is going to help me. See the job. I will select one metal code, copy that. I'll go to the next column, paste it, Control E, done. Can you imagine? As it is. So this is what one of the example I have shown. I mean, it is there already, but people have never used this. But when I refer to one of the client, one of my client is Tata Motors, when I presented this, trust me, there are two people from the logistic and manpower planning side. The people are so happy with that. They asked me, because you have saved a lot of time for hours. So, I mean, if you use the tools properly, trust me, you can save a lot of time. That's why the Excel tool is so beautiful tool. We never use the tools properly. That's the only difference. Anyway, so you got the understanding how to use this flash fill tools and how it is going to help me over here. Now, coming back to the question, what you have asked, the curiosity amongst you is there, if it is there somewhere in the middle, how to get it. Suppose now I have presented having the bank codes over here. My boss is having one more expectation. Now he asked me, Prabhas, can you get me this bank account numbers? Well, let's do that. Hands in practice. Rule number 1, ensure next to the data column should be blank. So insert a blank column next to the data column. All right, people. Now, coming to the next, bank account number. Where is it? It's in the middle. So I have copied that. I have come to the next column. As per the rule number 2, when I go for pasting the same and I go for flash fill, Control E, check. Are you getting the data properly? You can try that on the screen also. Check and let me know. Are you getting your bank account numbers properly?
No, actually, it's zeros are missing.
Yeah.
Also,
So a lot of things are happening, isn't it? So now the first question arises. What is your understanding? Whether in this case flash fill is applying or not?
It is, but it's, I guess, only taking similar characters like numbers, which are also band codes in some places.
Right. So Flash fill is happening, flash fill is operating. Only thing is the output is not up to the mark. This is the challenge. Do you agree with me, everyone?
Yes.
Right. So why this is happening like this? In the previous case, we are getting the things properly, but when we go for the bank account numbers, we are not getting the details properly. I will tell you. For this reason, you need to understand one concept of Excel. So no need to do anything. Please stay focused on my screen. See, whenever you are working with Excel, my friends, Excel has a limitation. What kind of limitation? If you are presenting your data having the numbers in place, it can hold up to certain characters if it is in number. So you can see I have got 10 characters. It is visible properly. If I go and add one more, this also takes a look and it is visible. If I go and add one more, what happens? My data is now no more in a readable format. So what we have understood from the entire discussion that Excel can store the numbers only up to 11 characters. If it is exceeding 11 characters digit, then it cannot store in a number format. So in that case, if I want that characters to be visible and it should be in a readable format, then we must do one thing. Go back to the data and just in the data where it starts with, before that, go for apostrophe or single quote. What is the significance of apostrophe or single quote? So anything you store along with apostrophe, it makes a simple message that it is stored as a text. It is stored as a text. And can you see now? Same 12 characters, but now it is in proper readable format. And this is the reason why whenever you download any bank statements or credit card statements, or if you have the code, the credit card number, bank debit card numbers, you will be finding it always comes with this kind of green color flag symbols since the data is stored as a text. All right. So hope you got a understanding how the numbers are being stored in Excel. So here the problem is when I go for flash fill, my bank account numbers are trying to store as a number, whereas we are expecting the data to be stored as a text. Then only the leading zeros in the left also, it will be visible because that also plays a role. If your account number starts with 0, that also has the significance. So we should not eliminate that. We should retain that. But how? I'll tell you. See, I will go to my bank account number. I will copy that. Going to the next column, I will go for apostrophe first and then paste. So it is stored as a text. Now Control E, done. So I got my entire data. So as I told you, select your data, make it paste special, right click, paste special values. Rule number 2. Then rule number 3, go and create your data header as bank account number. Now, if you believe, Prabhas, these green color symbols are still annoying, I don't want them to be there. Yes, you can select, go for that yellow color symbol and choose the option ignore error, not convert to number, ignore error, and see the beauty, your data is cleaned. All right, so now it makes sense. Please give it a try. So what we have understood from the entire discussion that flash fill is not confined only at the end or beginning or middle, it will be there. As long as it is able to create a pattern, flash fill is going to work. So yes, people, any questions from anybody? Hope everybody is able to do.
Yes, Prabhas.
Right. So taking the live data, keep practicing about all these things. Trust me, friends, you'll be able to save a lot of time while going for this flash fill. And any point of time, if you believe you are trying hard for a flash fill and it is not working, you can very well drop me your sample data. I will guide you how to deal with the same. Don't worry. But the 4 rules, what I stated, this is very, very essential that you have to keep in your mind whenever you go for flash fill. All right. So this is about our data clean 3 people. So with this, we'll go for a short break of 10 minutes. Okay. And then we'll come back and discuss the rest. So kindly save all your workbooks. And now in my system, it is 3:51. So 4 p.m. Again, we are going to meeting and discuss the rest. So please have breaks of 10 minutes and we'll come back and discuss. So I'll be in mute. I'll be back in 10 minutes. So I believe everybody is back. Could you please respond in the chat box? Why for yes? All right, so I got a confirmation from Udit and Ria. How about the others? Sandeep, Sridhar, Akshay, Ajit, could you please respond? Okay. Now, we have done up to our data clean 3. So let us go for the next sheet, naming called data fill. Next sheet is called data fill. So here, let me take you through the data, what we have with us first, and what is the objective on the same we are going to discuss. So this is our data. So I have named it as a problem area that I can delete it. This is for the information, nothing else. So this is called our problem area. Okay. Now let me take you through the data, what we have with us. Now suppose say, take an example. My boss asked me that Prabhas, I just want to see the entire revenue report. So whatever the product wise, city wise, whatever the outlets I have and how much revenue I have made, entire details, I just download a report and the report comes with 1 lakh records in this format. What is the format? You can see store detail, name of the city where I'm maintaining my outlets. And these are the different products I'm selling to my customers in those outlets. And this is the revenue in terms of lakhs, it is there. Like this, 1 lakh records, it is available in that report. Now, looking at the data of 1 lakh records in this format, my boss is not happy. And what he's demanding me now, he's telling Prabhas, this data, you keep it with you. I don't want that. I just want you to show me the records only related to vanilla powder. I repeat, out of 1 lakh records, boss is interested in watching only vanilla powder related records. So in that case, what is the best option we do have to showcase those results, showcase those records? What we do? Anybody? 1 lakh records are there, only vanilla powder related records to be displayed.
We can do filter option.
Simple. So out of, we can go for filter option. Or how do you go for filter? We select our range, that is what the headers. We go for application of filter, Control Shift L, Alt A T, or Alt D, FF, whatever it is. And going to product description, filtering the same, and we need to choose vanilla powder. So this is where vanilla powder is there. Okay. I got my data. This is how we apply filter. Do you agree?
Yes.
Right. Now, if this is the way we apply filter, my friends, then we must stop doing that activity. Yes. See, there is nothing harm doing whatever we have discussed, but the thing is, this is not acceptable for the professionals like us or the people who are working in the corporates. This is accepted if a beginner of Excel, say a standard 5 student, if he does like that, the filter operation, that is quite accepted, not an issue. So, being a skilled person, how to apply filter, I will tell you. The best way to apply filter is take your mouse to the portion. As per the demand, boss is looking for vanilla powder related records. So keeping the cursor in vanilla powder, right click on the same, filter selected by cell value. See the beauty. Instantly on your blink of your eyes, your filter buttons will be activated and your vanilla powder related records alone will be displayed on the screen. So don't you think that it is more quick?
Yes.
So what we have understood, certain things it is better to go for keyboard shortcuts. Certain things in mouse also you can be more quicker than the other things. So 90% major cases, keyboard shortcuts plays a role in saving your time. But yes, certain cases you can do more quick or fast in keyboard in mouse options. So now, the moment we go for this vanilla powder related records, I have presented to my boss, but my boss is not happy. Why? Yes, people. I told you this is two-way communications has to be happened.
Because for the case 2,
Forget about case 2. We are not discussing anything about case 2. We are focusing only with the first set of data.
maybe it is not as like all details are not there, like Mumbai, like store
Absolutely.
details are not there.
The city details are missing.
Yes.
Though vanilla powder related records we have filtered out and displayed on the screen, but this is belong to which city that is missing. So the data is not exactly conveying the story. The story is incomplete in the presentation. So in this case, can I blame to my boss? Can I say my boss to over here in return, sir, why you are asking the things in installment? Why don't you ask it at once? You should have asked me. I just want to see city-wise vanilla powder related records. I could have done something. I could have got the result. First, you asked me vanilla powder related records. I displayed that. Then again, you are asking city details are missing. Can I say something in return to our superior? What he'll say? If I say so, what he'll say? Sandeep, what's your opinion?
Well, I don't talk to bosses like that.
Nobody even dares also. I know that. Just making a fun out of this. So if I say so, then definitely you will say that, okay, you are not fit for this role. You please change the department or please leave the organization. That's the better option. Anyway, jokes apart. So here, my friends, what is the thing missing? Can you see that? In our store detail column, except the first row, rest of the cells, it is having blanks. And this is the problem again when you download the data from SAP or ERP systems. So why it is having blanks? So this is a self-employed message when it is there in the first row item. We need to read our data that these are the products related to Mumbai. This is meant for display. This is meant for reading the data, but not for the calculations. So unless and until we fill the store detail column with the respective city names to those blank cells, we cannot do anything. Neither we can go for application of filter, nor we can go and prepare a pivot table out of this. Nothing can be done. So this is the place where, again, we have to spend time to make our data ready. So how to make our data ready with a quick note? Just see. First 1 minute, you please watch my screen. I will select my store detail column. First, I will select my store detail column. Then Control G or F5, deducting one, whatever we dealt with, Control G or F5. There is an option called special. I will go for special. And there I have an option called blanks. Yes, we have dealt with the same. When I go and click OK with immediate effect, you will be finding from the entire column only blank cells are alone in selection. And with this, immediately I will keep my mouse aside, touchpad aside. I'll immediately type equal to and taking the reference of the previous cell equal to previous cell and hit Control Enter and see the beauty. The entire stored detail column, whatever the city names were there, automatically gets filled up. And now if I want to go for application of filter, it does the job for me. See how quick it was. Even though 1 lakh records, I don't need to take much efforts or pain over here to fill the data and getting it ready. On a simple note, it is ready. So please give it a try and let me know if it is working. And if it is done, please do a hands-on practice in the case number 2 also. Fill the data for store detail.
One small query.
Yeah,
that
please.
vanilla one, you made some shortcuts to arrive the filter column. No, what was that?
No, I did not go for any shortcuts. This is just a simple right click, filter and selected cell value.
Achha. Okay. Yeah, got it.
Right. All right, people. So I guess you were able to do it successfully. Case number 2 also, you have completed the task of filling the stored detail column with the respective city names.
One thing.
Yeah, please.
So I actually did a right click on the case number 2, right? And then I went ahead and selected vanilla powder. However, it also applied the same for the first one.
Right.
So for me to do that, should I just select the case number 2 just if I want to kind of filter something from there, or?
These are 2 different data sets. You treat this as 2 different data sets. So whatever the practice we had, that is the reason why for hands-on practice, I have made it. Now, if you want to do, since the data is in the same setup, you can do it. Now, if you have a question, Prabhas, I have got the data adjacent to side by side like this. Now, if I happen to do some filter over here, it is also getting applied for this data. Of course, this is the default option of our filter. So filter is not applicable only for a cell. It is applied for the entire row. Now, if I'm doing the filter of vanilla powder, so this is applicable for the entire row, not only for that cell.
Correct.
So that's the reason why if you have the data, do not append side by side. It is always better append the data one below to the other.
Prabhas,
Yeah.
Can you
Yes,
show us like how to do that? Store details. I'm not getting it. Like
Okay, no
I did
problem.
that control.
No problem. You can
G.
you can share your screen. Let me see where the things are lacking.
Just a minute.
Yeah. Right. First you select. First you select. No, not like that. You don't need to select your product details. Only the store detail column. Down also Bangalore. Yeah. Then one step up. Yeah. F5 or Control G. Then special. then blanks,
Blank.
click OK. Fine. Now hold on, hold on. Leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, immediately type equal to. Then take the previous cell, that is Mumbai, click Mumbai and control enter. Okay.
Control. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. All right, people. So I'm taking the control back on the screen. And then,
Before Prabhas, I just had
yeah,
one question.
yeah.
So, you know, the control E function that you were doing, right? You were applying it for a column. Can it also be applied for a row only?
No.
No.
The moment we go for it, see, if the data is there in a row, you can do it in a row. If the data is in a row, you can do it in a row. Take an example. Since you have asked me, I will take you through. Now, suppose say, this is what the data I do have. So I'll take it. Okay, Control C. I go for making it as a transpose. Okay. So I have got the data in a row. So now suppose say I have taken this over here. I will go for custard like this, Control C, and I have pasted it. Now when I go for Control E, this will be giving the command like this. We looked at all data. Okay, so it is not able to fill the pattern because the moment you go for pattern, when you select this data, it will be taking a pattern. Now suppose that this is what the data I'm taking. You can see this kind of button will be coming up to create a pattern. Now suppose say I have got the data over here, same data I'm taking now, Control C. Okay. Now when I go for it, now this gives a feel that if I go for same over here, taking the data, say I use costed, and I'm pasting it. Now when I go for dragging the same, can you see I'm getting a button, I'm getting all these options.
Yeah.
Because this is being designed for a vertical format. When you have the data, you will be getting the things, and there's an option also called flash fill. Can you see?
Yeah.
Right. So immediately to be applied. And why this is applied only for column data? Because in our Excel sheet, you have got 10,48,576 row items. But if you look at your columns, you have maximum 16,384. So which is more? If you see, compare rows and columns, which is more?
Columns.
Columns is more or rows are more?
Columns.
No. You have got more rows.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes. You have got more rows, but you have got less number of columns. So when you deal with a column, you have got 10,48,576 row items in that. So that's why it is a predefined message that when you want to maintain your data, you will keep on appending the same in row format, not in the column format. That's why flash fill is being designed for that format.
Understood.
Yeah. Okay. What is coming up? All right. Now, let me take the data over here. Yes. So we have done with our data fill. Now we'll move to our next objective. The sheet name is called sorting. So here, now we are going to deal with the data arrangement. Okay. Now let me take you through, go for the first data set. Suppose say my boss asked me, Prabhas, get me the entire employee related records. So I gave the respective T codes in my SAP system. I got my data of 10,000 records in this format. So suppose 10,000 people are there in my organization. So I got the record in this format. What is the format? Like name of the department, employee names, and there I have got date of joining of the employees and the salary. The complete picture is there. But 10,000 records having the data in this format, my boss is not quite happy. And what he's saying, that Prabhas, this data is of no use. Why don't you arrange the data based on the department? And why is so particular about the department? If you look at the first department is finance, second one is admin, third is HR, fourth again finance. Means the data is there, department wise data is there, but data is jumbled, it is shuffled, it is not in a shape, it is not in a format to read it out. So this is the reason why he is insisting me to arrange the data based on the department. So whenever we happen to arrange our data, we have a data arranging tool called sorting. And sorting is a tool which will be helping us to arrange the data based on the data type. The orders will be different. Like if you have alphabets in place, you can sort your data with A to Z or Z to A. If it is a date, you can sort oldest to newest or newest to oldest. If it is a number, we can select smallest to largest or largest to smallest. So these are the basic orders we do have depending upon the data type. And to apply sorting, we do have three different location sorting options. In the home, we have an option called sort, custom sort, you can see. In the data, we do have an option called sorting, or you can go for right click on the data set itself. You have an option called sort and custom sort. So friends, anybody's mic is on, could you please mind muting that? Okay. So these are the options we do have in sorting. So whichever it is comfortable for you, you can go for it. But I would recommend always go for working with a keyboard shortcut. So what is the keyboard shortcut? Alt D S. That is called our data sorting. Okay. So keyboard shortcut Control A, selecting the data, Control A and Alt D S. So with immediate effect, you will be finding the sorting option will be activated. Now, as per the demand, what my boss was asking, sort by department. So department is holding your text or alphabets. So definitely order will be A to Z or Z to A. And when I go for this over here, let it be A to Z, click OK, you can notice all this department wise data now comes into one place. So accounting at one place, admin at one place, HR at one place, all these things are happening. You can see that. All right. So this is the basic sorting option. How to apply, we know that. And with keyboard shortcuts, even more, it is faster. Now, once I did this, still my boss is not happy. Why? Yes, people? Anybody? We did it. Whatever the demand, it was there from the other side. We did it. But my boss is not happy.
Employee names are not in
Okay.
place.
Employee names. Is it really making a lot of difference? Employee names are not in order.
Or date option.
So think about the preferred
Things.
columns. Think about the columns which is really playing a role and adding more value.
Yes, it's not grouped together, maybe something like that.
Yeah, we have a group. Already it is grouped. Accounting at one place, admin at one place. All things are grouped. Okay, let me put it in the format, this format. Okay, see, though I have presented my data in this format, my boss has happened to see immediate next column is the salary. So where the financial matter comes, it of course drags a lot of impact over there, right? So immediately he look into that column and he is expecting that the salary is not in order, he could see. And immediately he's asking me, Prabhas, the department wise data you have arranged, no doubt, but I can't see the highest salary in the top and the lowest salary in the bottom. Why don't you arrange the data in that fashion? Well, so that is nothing but our multi-layer sorting or multi-level sorting. So how to apply multi-layer sorting? See, Control A, I have selected my data, shortcut, Alt DS. So you can see the first level of sorting or the primary level of sorting based on the department is already there. I should not touch, I should not tamper that with anything. There is an option over here called add label in the top left corner. If I go and select this with immediate effect, you can find we have an option added. And there, the drop down, I should choose based on the demand, which column? Salary. And salary, what type of data it is holding? Numbers. And I told you when numbers are in place, what is the order? Smallest to largest, largest to smallest. And what is the order my boss is expecting? Largest to smallest. And when I go for this, click OK, with immediate effect, you can see the beautiful story. What is that? Department wise, this is the highest salary in the top over here and the lowest salary in the bottom. So this is called our multi-layer sorting. All right. So hope what we can do the max and sorting, we got the basic understanding, people. Any doubt, any queries?
No.
There must be a question from your side. I thought you would be asking.
Yes, we can also do this from filter option, right?
No, that is, see, again, sorting is an option. In filter it is available, but technically you are doing sorting only. Okay. So what should have been your question? I'll tell you. So Prabhas, you are explaining us about the sorting. You should have asked me how many layers like this we can add in the sorting box. How many layers we can create? Have you ever thought upon that point? Never. Because that was never been a need and we never focus on that also. So
We can add, like, for this situation, like we can add 3 layers.
no, forget about the situation specific. I'm talking about maximum limitation. How many layers of sorting can be done in any piece of data?
There's no limit, I guess.
There is a limit. You can add up to maximum 7 layers of sorting, people. Okay. So this is the maximum layers you can add. That is the limitation. So always keep in your mind. So everything, like there are so many limitations in Excel. As I showed you just recently over there in the Excel screen, how many row items maximum we can accommodate in Excel is 10,48,576 rows. How many columns? 16,384. So like that, there are so many limitations in the Excel window we do have. Okay, so whenever time permits, go and Google the same. It is a kind of general knowledge questions from any if you work around in any other multinational company, trust me, the Excel questions are like this. You would be never be anticipating. You'll be thinking, okay, some subject matter kind of questions will come up and I should answer that. And how I come to know about this, I will tell you. Few Indians who are working already in Canada and Ohio, Ontario, all these cities where people are already Indians are working. When they apply for a job, they get a predefined questionnaires in a link. And they happen to, we happen to meet with this LinkedIn and all these profiles. We are, see, what is so small, we know that. So anyway, they happen to see someone is a good Excel knowledge is having, they reach to the people. And there are so many people they have reached to me and they have asked me to appear the exam for them. So these are the question, it comes in their questions, the exams. So basic questions, but yes, it is needed. Anyway, not to, that's some different subject altogether. So now the question over here, okay, we have done all these things. The sorting, everything has been done. Still, my boss is not happy. He did not say anything also. He just simply looked at the data and he went. Taking the data, he said, okay, please mail me. He just left. He never gave a compliment to my work. He never appreciates my work. Why? We never did anything wrong. We have delivered whatever the demand it was. But still, why my audience is not happy? Why my boss is not happy? What could be the reason? Can anybody just give me some highlight points on that? Yeah, it's just a discussion we are making. Whatever things comes to your mind, perception differs from person to person. No issues. Yes, people. Yes, Sandeep, what's your opinion? If you were in the audience seat, what would be your expectation?
I think maybe visually he would wanted to, kind of see the data in a one glance. Right now, data, the way it looks, is yes, you have to scroll down. He has to go to the list, but yeah, that's all I can see for.
Okay. So as I understand from your statement that basically you are looking for expressing the data in a summary format, and that summary should speak the entire story, correct?
Correct.
Like, this is what the data, suppose it is, I should go and make a summary like this. So department wise, whatever the salary, and based on that, I should prepare a graphical presentation like this, something like that. Am I right?
Yeah, ideally, what you just did, I would have taken 2 days to complete it, but yes.
Okay, whatever it is. Now you are in the audience seat. Think about that. You are in the audience seat. Okay, this is one. Fine. What else? Yes, Udit, what's your opinion? If you are in the audience sheet, what would be your expectation? Because I made it clear, this data, whatever we have presented, audience is not happy watching the same. I made it clear. So now in your terms, what is the value addition you could have given, or what is that you could be expecting if you are in the audience side?
So salary should be more effective to read. Like we can also, as date of joining, we have that date of joining, right?
Right.
So we can also show number of years, or like the tenuity of employee.
I mean the experience of those employees.
Yes,
you can create,
experience.
you can
So
create
that-
one more column, and as we learned did the formula, so you can directly go for the years, like 20 years, 25 years, whatever it is, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, that's
So
a good.
will,
Yeah.
that will help my manager to see whether the employees is getting the salary of employee will according to the number of years of experience and everything, he can conclude.
Okay, so that is what one line to find out the experience. We can add one more column that we can call it as a value additions to the work. Okay, great. So I'll tell you. Fine then. So you have just come up with your own whatever the statements. I agree with that completely, friends. So here one thing I'll tell you. Please stay focused with my audio. And see, the moment I am taking a discussion, there is a relevance over here, and that's why I'm spending time. See, I could have directly gone to the topic. Okay, this is what the feature in Excel you could use like this, but I'm not taking in that way. I'm always creating like a story format. The reason is very simple. These are the real-time situations we face in our corporate world. And the moment we are doing something, we are presenting the data according to the demand, still people are not appreciating our work, then what is the point of doing such kind of work? My question is very simple. I am giving my efforts, I am spending my time, I am fulfilling all the demand, but still people are not happy, because the task, whatever we have delivered, that is anybody's job. Anybody can do the sorting. Don't you think so? Yes, friends, क्या लगता है आपको? क्या हमने कुछ बड़ा सा कुछ काम कर दिया, एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी कुछ काम किया? यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं. So definitely when you have not done anything extraordinary, so how your audience is going to feel that wow impact in your data? So you should do the data presentation something in such a way, it should be different from others. First. Second thing, when you are presenting something, there should be a value addition to your work. Third, when you are presenting something, people should feel that okay, this is also can be done, something new, some innovation, some creativity in your presentation should be there. Then only you can stand out of the crowd and people would appreciate your work. So now the bottom line is, whatever the task we have done, how to do it differently so that people will appreciate our work. That is the objective. So let's go for it. Go to the data set number 2 towards your right side. Okay, start working with me. Keep your cursor anywhere in the data. Select Control A. First step, go for data sorting. Alt D S. D for data, S for sorting. Sort by using the salary column. Salary column, order largest to smallest. So this is the first step you should do. Arrange your data based on the salary, largest to smallest. Done. Step 1 completes. Done, people? Could you please confirm? Y for yes, D for done, anything? Chat box.
Yes, yes. Sir, can you just repeat once?
Yeah, select your data over here, whatever we have. Alt D S. one by one, no need to struggle. And sort by salary, and order, you change largest to smallest. Right. Now, once we have done with this over there, then what you need to do is step 2 is going to the home tab. Yesterday we have discussed something on the format as table, so many things, isn't it? So today we are going to repeat the same. Home tab, format as table. If you recall, I told you yesterday, from format as table, 3 options are there: light, medium, and dark. I told light and medium always recommended, not to take the dark color. Why?
It takes more space.
Yes, the more the dark color, again, file size will be more, or it will be occupying more of space. That's the reason why dark is forbidden. So take one medium category out of this, and the moment you click, it will take you to a dialog box like this, and click OK. So your data will be converted into a beautiful tabular format, or kind of a respective format will be applied. This is step 2. Going to home, format as table, light or medium, anything. Step 2 is completed. Now, once you have your data converted into table, you can notice on your ribbon tab, extreme right, there will be a option design or table design. Depending upon the version, the name will be different. Either design or table design will be there in the extreme right. I'm highlighting also, you can cross check on your screen. And if you go for that, there is an option over here called filter button. One button is option is there, filter button. The checkbox is activated. You can deactivate that checkbox. You can deactivate that checkbox. And once you deactivate that checkbox with immediate effect, you'll be finding your filter buttons are vanished. Filter buttons are disappeared. So this is how our step 2 is completed. Coming to step 3. Kindly keep your cursor above to your date of joining cell, above to your date of joining cell, and type a text called total. Type a text called total. Okay. Next to the total cell, towards your right, next to your total cell, keep your cursor and define a formula equal to subtotal. Subtotal. It's a very beautiful formula, but little bit peculiarity is also there. What's the peculiarity? I'll tell you. Inside subtotal formula, there are many more formulas in place, like average, count, count A, all these things. And there is a formula also called sum. What's the number? 9. You can see towards the left side of some formula, the number is already assigned 9. So you can write 9 manually in the subtotal formula, or you can go for double click on sum and comma. Some formula has declared that we are going to use, but where to use some formula? The entire salary column, not the header, only the data points. Not the header, only the data points. And the moment you go and hit enter, you'll be finding your data is ready with the total naming over here, and the value is 29,11,878. Please confirm everybody has got the same total. All right. Now the data purpose framework is ready. Keeping your cursor anywhere in the data, if you go to the same table design or design tab, we have an option over here naming called insert slicer. In the same design or table design, we have an option insert slicer. So when I go for insert slicer, and if I click, it will take me to a dialog box like this, where you can notice there is a tab over here called department. The checkbox is not activated. You can activate that and click OK. You will be finding a dialog box appears having the department name, and what you need to do is select by the department name, that is what department is there, select by that and hold it and drag it to the right side of my data. And now when my boss demands me, Prabhas, show me the HR related records, click on human resource. Only HR related records will be displayed on the screen. And this is the total salary of HR. What is the highest salary in the top? What is the lowest salary in the bottom? Now, if he wants to see HR with admin, so holding the control button, select admin also, HR with admin, both the departments you can see together. And once your data presentation is over, you want to restore your data, go to that slicer over here in the top right corner. There is a cone kind of structure is there, naming called clear filter. Your data will be restored. Now, can you see the beauty? When you present your data in this format, when you're presenting the data to the audience like this, which one audience is going to prefer? Option 1 or option 2? So anybody's choice will be options 2 only. So same thing we did. Just imagine, if you recall also, same sorting we did, formatting as table we know how to apply, and then we have added one more formula called subtotal, and there is a slicer. So this is how, my friends, always try to present your data differently so that people would be happy watching your value additions to the work. All right? Any doubt, any queries from this sheet sorting? Yes, people.
So I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Like, for example, if we have put the insert slicer on only department, right?
Yeah.
Can I also mix that up with something? Say, for example, as we went ahead and pressed, put a control on accounting and admin, we got that data, right? Even if I add an employee name or say employee salary or whatever it is, it's not relevant to this sheet. But can I also do that? And
of course, you can have multiple slicer in one line. I can say you can go back to again insert over here. You can go to table design, insert slicer. If you want to add slicer for employee names also, you can do that and click OK. Now, any employee you want to see the record, say Ann Sharp, I can click. This is what Ann Sharp related record. He's working in marketing department. This is the salary. If I want to see Alexis, this is what Alexis research and development. You can do that. N number of fields can be added as a slicer. As long as it is there in my data, I can add as a slicer. Only thing is I need to convert the data into table. That is must.
Just one more time, can you just repeat how did you make the second slicer?
Yeah, sure. You can keep your cursor in the data anywhere. Go to table design or design in the extreme right. The tab is there. And there you go for insert slicer again. Same option. Only thing is you have to activate which column you want to activate as a slicer. Employee name, date of joining or salary, whichever, you can activate that checkbox and that will be added.
Achha. Got it.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
I don't have this option, table design.
You will be able to, definitely you can share your screen. Let me have a look.
See,
Yes, you have design, right? See, table design, I told you, it will be naming as table design or design. You don't need to select the whole table. Keep your cursor in the table anywhere. Yeah. Can you see in the ribbon? Design is there. One extreme right tab. Yes, that's it.
okay.
Insert slicer towards your left. Insert slicer. Just immediately. Yes, yes. There. You just missed out. Just 2 steps left. Yes,
Okay,
insert
yes.
slicer. Yeah. Then go for department. Checkbox to activate. Checkbox to activate. Checkbox towards your left. Yes. Click OK. And then you take the department towards your right side. Don't overlap with the data. You hold and drag it to the right side and operate. Any department data you want to see, you can see that.
Okay.
So looks more visually appealing, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Right.
Thank you.
Welcome. So trust me, friends, this is what, since they're in 2013 and above, but people never use the same. They believe, okay, slicers are allowed only in pivot table, not in normal table data. So this is the place where we are making a difference. We are changing the perception of the people. We are changing the entire belief system of the people. And that's what people something sees new for the first time, and they will be happy with our presentation. All right, let's go for the next sheet is our multi-DB filter. So I'm taking the control back on the screen. Go to the sheet name called multi-DB filter. Okay. So here, let me take you through the data, what we have with us. Please stay focused. See, suppose say I'm working in an organization where I have got two plants. One is there over there somewhere in say north, one is there in the south. Could be the case. I'm not making any city or any state specific over here. It's just two regions. I am just making it. So this is my north plant data and this is my south plant data. Okay. Now what my boss is saying me, Prabhas, from north plant I want to see only Karnataka records, and from the south plant I want to see only April month record. I repeat that. From north plant, he wants to see Karnataka region records. From south plant, he wants to see April month records only. So if that is the case, then how to present our data? We know one thing. When you have a huge data, if you want to present some specific information, we go for filter. Now, immediately I'll go for my north plant data. I'll go to Karnataka. I'll go for right click on the same filter selected by sales value. This is what we learned for a immediate filter action. Do you agree with me?
Yep.
We did it. So north plant data is filtered out, displayed on the screen. Now going to the south plant data, which month my boss is expecting? April. I'll go to April, right click, same option. When I go and apply the function, what happens? Though south plant data April month records is displayed, but north plant data filter is getting deactivated. Can you see that?
Yes.
So what you have understood from the entire activity or operation, whatever I showed you on the screen, what you have understood?
We can filter only like we have multiple tables and we can filter only one.
Right. So when you have multiple data sets, we can apply filter only with one data set. We cannot have filter with multiple data sets. So this is what we have understood. And in this case, when you ask your other people, the other end, they will say, okay, that is what we know already. So what is the big deal? Let's do one thing. Let's take the other data set, cut it and paste it in a new worksheet and apply filter. You can overcome from this problem. But my boss is not happy that with that, whatever the explanation I gave, sir, if I want to go for multiple filter, I can go for multiple filter in two different sheets. But he's not happy with that. What he's saying, no, I want both the data set to be displayed on the screen, filtering the data. So he wants both the data sets filters to be applied. So this was a major problem, friends. Starting from 1985 till 2003 version of Excel, it was a major problem. You were unable to do that. But 2007 and above, this is no more a problem. We can do that. How? By simply playing a trick. See, stay focused for a minute. Okay. Now, I will go to my first data set, that is not plant data. I will select Control A, convert the data into table. To convert any piece of data into table, Control T, T for Tango, T for table. So when I press Control T, then immediately click OK with immediate effect. Can you see my data is converted into table? And now if I want to go for filtering Karnataka over here, okay, so I'll go for Karnataka. So my north plant data, Karnataka records is filtered out. Now going to south plant data, April month, I'll go for simple right click, April, filter, selected cell value. Can you see that? South plant data is also getting filtered. So 5 minutes back, we are unable to apply filter, but simply playing a trick, converting the data into table with Control T, we could successfully apply filter. So this is what the beauty. Whenever you happen to showcase multiple results in one interface, with your data sets, you can apply filter with multiple data sets by simply converting the data into table. So this is what the story of our multi-DB filter. So please give it a try and check whether it is happening.
So if we have multiple data sets, so does it mean we only have to convert one into a table or a particular data set?
No, you have to, there is no restrictions. You can convert all the data sets into table, or except one, rest of things you can convert into table, because you can apply filter only with one data set.
Okay.
Is there a shortcut for right click
No.
instead of every time going to the mouse clicking on the right?
Yeah, there is, it depends again on the keyboard. See, the keyboard you have, sometimes what it happens, the shortcuts will be there in the keyboard like this. I'll tell you. See, there is the button like this is called right click button in the keyboard.
Yeah.
So if you have that, you can keep your cursor in any cell, you can go for right click. Whatever the right click, mouse right click operations, we can activate through this, invoke through this. So I'll keep the cursor over here. I'll go for, this is what I'll be getting.
Yeah, I got it. I am having that function.
Yes, yes. So this is what, friends, we have understood about our multi-DB filter. Hope it helps, makes sense.
Yes.
Right. Now, let us go for our next sheet, people, naming called data visualization. Okay. Now coming to the data visualization part, when it comes to data visualization, what is the first thing it comes to your mind? Anybody? जो भी आपके मन में आता है, डेटा को विजुअलाइज करना है. बॉस ने बोला कि अरे प्रभास, ये डेटा मेरे कोई काम करनी है, इसको थोड़ा विजुअलाइजेशन डालो, तो मैं पहले क्या करूंगा? Yes, Sandeep is saying about presentation. Yes, I'll start from Udit. Udit, what's your opinion? What do you mean by visualize? What you will do if somebody asks you to do some visualization in the data? जो भी आता है, जो भी feel करते हो, you can share. It's not, we are not taking any kind of assessment to say your to check your competence level. Don't worry. Feel free. तो आप विजुअलाइजेशन मतलब क्या समझते हो, क्या करोगे बॉस ने अगर ऐसा पूछा तो?
No idea actually.
Okay, no problem. Fine. So I'll be now going to our next friend, Sandeep. Sandeep, what's your opinion? What you mean by visualization?
So anyone can read the data, but when visualization means at one glance, they'll be able to just visually see what you're trying to present or kind of churn the numbers as they want. Because
right,
you put on a presentation and they are able to read what you're exactly going to show.
right. So it's a simple meaning. We can say that in case of our absence also, our data should speak the story to the people. Am I right? In one line? Right. So if this is the case, then how to present our data effectively over there, we are going to discuss. So now the next question over here is, why is it required? Is it really necessary? We have got the numbers in place. We can present that numbers data. People can read the numbers easily and they can make out. Then why we need to go for data visualization? Yes. Sridhar, what's your opinion for the second question? Why you need to go for visualization?
Because in data there will be like the raw data contains more of jargons, wherein the visualization contains only the crisp display, what exactly the management wants to see.
Okay, okay, fine. Ajit, what's your opinion? Why you need to go for learning visualization? Okay, fine then. Let's go for this over here. See, I'll tell you, my friends, the moment when I'm talking about visualization, why it is so essential in our Excel. Because mostly visualization means people have a mindset they feel about PowerPoint. They think that, okay, the entire Excel data, when I carry and present in PowerPoint, my visualization will be proper. So it's not necessary that all the time you should be depending upon your PowerPoint slides to visualize your data. In Excel also, it is done, and in Excel only people are expecting. So nowadays, what is hotcake in the market is the infographic presentation. So what is meaning by infographic presentation? So people are bored enough. People are bored enough reading your numbers, billions, millions, lakhs, and crores. They are not interested in reading that anymore. And they don't have time also. So this is the reason why people always demand, why don't you present your data in infographic presentations? So your infographic presentations is nothing but it is the combinations of your visualizations tools, or you can use the symbols to speak the story, or you can use the other icons or something which will be speaking the story about your data, and that makes your data as an infographic presentation. So we are going to discuss in detail one by one how to make our boring data a eye-catchy presentations, adding more value in terms of infographic icons. So what we can do is over here, let's go for first the data what we have. See, in situation one, suppose I'm dealing with 12 products, and whatever the revenue I have made out of that 12 products, I have got the entire data. Now the data, whatever I have prepared, anybody can do that. And this data is, though it is ready for dispatch, but people don't like to see such kind of information. So how to add a value? Let's see. Go to the next column to the USD and make it over here as visual. And expand the column a bit and take the selection of your range like this. Yes, Ria, that's a absolute right thing. I have not noticed, so now only noticed. Very good, no problem. Thanks for sharing your opinion. Well, now when I go for visual over here range, I'll go for equal to and take the reference from the USD column. And why I'm doing like this? Because tomorrow when I do the changes in USD column, that will be giving the equal amount of impact in the visual column. Okay, tomorrow when I change the USD column data, it will be giving the immediate impact to visual column. That's why I'm putting the reference over there and control enter. And I got the same value populated in the visual column. Yes, you can see also. So our data is ready in the visual column. Now, having the selection in the visual column data, going to home tab, conditional formatting, we have an option, conditional formatting. So when you go to conditional formatting, we have an option, highlight cell rules. Highlight cell rules. And when I go for highlight cell rules over here, these are the predefined options mostly we are using in our routine activities to highlight something based on the condition satisfied or not. So that is based on the condition. If your condition is clear to you, then you can highlight. But here, we do not have any conditions. We have got the things to visualize. For that, we'll be using the option called data bars. Data bars. And when you go for data bars, it opens with two different options, gradient fill and solid fill. So take one gradient fill option. So I like this light blue data bar. If you like it, you can take it, or if you take your own choice, that's also fine. So when I go for it, can you see what kind of feeling you are getting? Keeping yourself in the audience shoes, if you look at the data, what kind of feeling you are getting? Can you please express your view on this? Yes, people, anybody?
Yes, Prabhas, we can easily visualize and we can compare the data. We can compare the categories. Don't need to calculate.
All right.
And this is more easier to compare the number of data which we have.
Okay. Okay.
Like we can compare the product categories, like the
Okay.
which one is for which category we are paying or we are spending more.
Right. So it is easily interpreting the story of whatever the information we have, though it is product or revenue, whatever we are dealing with, not issue, isn't it? Well, so in one line, if you want to say, I can say that this is giving me the information more or less like a bar chart. Do you agree?
Yes.
So let's go and discuss something on this point. If you really create a bar chart from this data, the data will be in different location, bar chart will be in different location. But here, the bars are exclusively applied on the cells. Advantage number one. Advantage number two, if you really create a bar chart out of this data, the file size will be heavy. It will be occupying more space. Whereas if you look at your bars over here, it is going to hardly occupy some space in KBs. That's the beauty. And trust me, nowadays, if you see any of the dashboards, summary reports, tabular reports, templates, and all those things, you will be finding this kind of information the most. And the moment you present this over here, anybody can do that. This is a simple feature in conditional formatting we have to apply. Did you do anything extraordinary? Yes, people? कुछ हमने extraordinary किया? Data था, select किया, डाल दिया. As I have been insisting and telling you all the time, whenever you are presenting your data, make sure your data is different from others. Data presentation is different from others. How? I will tell you. Please stay focused. See, same visual column I will be selecting over here. I will go to Home tab, conditional formatting. Any point of time, if you want to see the backend rule of any conditional formatting, you must go for manage rules. कोई भी कंडीशनल फॉर्मेटिंग को बैकस्टेज में रूल देखना है तो यहाँ पे जाना है. तो चलो, when you go for it, this goes for the dialog box, edit rule. When I go for edit rule, यहाँ पे आप customize कर सकते हो. You can check any of these rules, whatever you happen to do. You want to change the colors, you can do. You can change the styles. You can add some outline to that. You can do all these things. And there is one more information I would like to take you through is there is an option called show bar only. This option checkbox will not be activated. You got to activate this. And once you do the same, click OK, again OK, and see the beauty now. What it seems, anybody who wish to see the numbers and make out, if they have time, they can read this. Anybody who wants to see and immediately make an impressions about the data, he can read the visuals. So, make sense? So this is what the options we do have in our Home tab. Please give it a try. Conditional formatting. And option is data bars. Is people able to do that? Any doubt, any queries, anybody? You can ask me.
one small query.
Yeah.
Yeah, after selecting the data once again, I am just one step behind where the numbers and bars are there.
Well, you can select your visual column like this, going to Home tab, Conditional Formatting, Manage Rules.
Yeah, after, no, I did that one, the step what we are in now, but I came back again.
Okay.
And after that, I selected the data once again. I went to Home, I went to Conditional Formatting. In Conditional Formatting, I was selecting the icon sets.
No, why icon sets? We have not yet covered that.
So that is still after this one.
Yes, it is there. I'm going to take you through. So focus with the visual part. So far, whatever done, it is clear. I can take it like that.
Yeah, it is clear.
Right. So now kindly look at my screen. What is the beauty of doing the same? How it is more helpful to us? See, I have done all these things in Excel. Now looking at the data, my boss is quite happy and immediately he demands me, Prabhas, get the same in PowerPoint. So I can simply copy that. I can go to my PowerPoint also over here, and in PowerPoint, I don't need to struggle much in this. Simply what I can do, I can go for right click and there I can put it as an image format. And the moment I go for this, obviously, this is going to add more value towards my presentation. And when I'm presenting this kind of high definition gradients, whatever we see, we cannot get in PowerPoint. This is the property of Excel. So this is how you can add more value towards your data, and you don't need to struggle much when you carry the same to PowerPoint. All right. Hope it is clear what we did.
Yes, Prabhas.
Right. Now, the question is over here. Let us analyze the same situation. As I have been telling you, my friends, the moment you present your data as it is, people don't like nowadays. The audience is having a different level of expectation. And what's that is, whenever you are presenting your data, they are expecting your data should speak a story to the people. And that's called data presentation in terms of a storytelling format. So you don't need to write a paragraph and you can ask them to read the paragraph and make it. No, your data should be efficient enough to tell the story. So how to make it? I'll take you through. Please stay focused. I will select products and UST over here. I will go for data sorting. Right click sort or Alt DS, anything. Sort by USD column and choose the order largest to smallest. And the moment you click OK, a beautiful story turns up. What's the story? From the entire products, out of category 12, we made the maximum revenue. And from category 4, we made the least revenue. Anybody can make out, even though a layman is sitting, he can make out. Trust me. So people will be focusing only this and this. Nobody will be interested in reading your numbers. So that's how your boring numbers can be interpreted with a beautiful storyline with a simple arranging the data. Makes sense over here? Right, people? And as I told you over here, the same when I go and carry to my PowerPoint, as I told you, you can go for a simple image over here. And the moment you present it, keeping yourself in the audience shoes, tell me which option you will prefer to see the most, option 1 or option 2?
Option 2.
Anybody's choice will be like that, right? Same thing we are presenting. But our presentation style is different, and that is going to win the heart of the people, and people will love to see. Right? So
In
this,
edit rule,
yeah.
how do we make the ascending to descending to ascending?
No, not edit rule, not edit rule. You have to select product and UST, and you have to right click and sort and custom sort. Then sort by UST, order largest to smallest.
Achha, this is a simple distance.
Yes, yes. So that's the story of our situation number 1, how to present our data effectively in terms of visuals, adding called data bar style. And there, how this data bar style is playing a great role, and how to carry the same to PowerPoint also. We got the entire things over here. Any doubt, any queries before proceeding further to situation 2?
No, Prabhas.
Right. So taking the live data, friends, you need to practice all these things. And trust me, when you start presenting the data in this format, don't wait. Somebody will be asking or demanding, then only you will go for it. From your side, you start doing it. And trust me, you will be bagging the appreciations at your workplace. Now, what is the beauty of doing the same? I will tell you one more thing. Just look at my screen, just for the info. No need to do anything on this. See, if you look at all the bars, how is the style? How is the pattern? Always left to right, because all the places value is positive. What if I have a negative value any point of time? We know the direction should be opposite, right to left. If it is a negative, what should be the color of the bars? Ideally negative purpose, we go for red color. Now see the beauty. If I go for category 3, something negative it is there, I change the value, -4500. See the beauty. Inbuilt formatting is already there in this conditional formatting data bar style. I don't need to go and do any separate actions for this. So wherever negative is there, it is highlighting with the red color, which is going to grab the audience attentions also, if it is negative something. So I can highlight, suppose when I'm comparing the data of 2 years, or when I have got target versus actuals, or when I have got planned versus actuals, or budget versus actuals data, and you are dealing with the real-time numbers over there, you can present like this. That will be adding more value towards the presentation. All right. Now, coming to situation number 2 over here.
Just
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
Like
no problem.
mine is not getting in a descending order. Like I tried doing sorting.
Okay, could you please share your screen? Let me have a look.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. No, including the header. Don't forget to select the header. Including the header, you got to go. Yeah. Now go for sort. Yes. No, custom sort. No, go for custom sort. Yeah. Then with USD, the first drop down, sort by USD, drop down, select the drop down, USD, largest to smallest, order largest to smallest. Yes, click OK. And see the beauty now.
Achha, there is a custom sort.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. So this is how people, the moment we have gone for this, our situation 1 we have understood. Now we'll proceed to our situation number 2 or scenario number 2. In this case, suppose same data I'm taking over here, but now the question is, what is the other presentations tools or visualizations tools we have to take it further? So I'll take you through. Kindly create one more column next to the USD column, naming called visual. Expand the column a bit and select your USD column data points, not the header, only the data points. Now, once you have got your data selected of USD column, in our insert, you will be finding there are 3 different types of options are there naming called sparkline. In insert category, there is a group called sparkline like this. This is called after 3D map. You will be finding group called sparkline. When you navigate the same, you will be finding 3 different types of sparklines should be there. Okay. So there is an option called column. There is an option called column. So you can go to the column option, and if you click, it will be taking you to a dialog box where it will be demanding, where is the data? Data is already selected. Now, where is the location you want to present it? Select the first cell of the visual column and click OK. So when I click OK, you'll be finding some kind of visual impact will be there in the visual column, but that will not be so clear. That will not be visible. That is not in a proper readable format. So to give more clarity on this, what we can do is select the rest of the cells along with that. select the rest of the cells along with that, and go to your home tab, and there is an option called merge cells, merge. So when I go for my merge cells over here, if I go and click with immediate effect, all the cells will be merged. And what kind of feeling you are getting? As if more or less a column chart is created out of the data. This is done. So this is one more style for data visualization purpose. You can use it. And where it is there in insert. Over here, the group is sparklines. And then the sparkline name is column sparkline. So please check, able to do everyone. Any doubt, any queries while doing the same? Yes, people, everybody is able to do that. Clear? All right. Now, the moment we have done with this, see, though we have made a sparkline, but this is not adding a proper story. So I told you to present your data in a storytelling format, select your data and go for sorting. Sort by USD column and order largest to smallest. So a beautiful story turns up. What is the story? The first column is dealing about the first category, that is category 12. We made the maximum revenue. The last column is telling about the last category, that is category 4, where we got the least revenue. So this is how you can interpret your data, adding some visuals, and people will love to see. This is one thing. Second thing over here, suppose you believe that because all these categories are having identical color, why don't you do something different over here? Well, what is that difference we can make it? I'll tell you. The first column, which is the highest column, we can turn into green, and the lowest one we can turn into red. So that kind of customization is possible, and that could be one of the value additions to the work also. How? I'll tell you. Selecting the visual, if you see, there is a tab activated in your extreme right, naming design, options, or sparkline, depending upon the version of Excel. Can you see a tab is there? Sparkline tools, options, design, or sparkline something name would be there. Is there?
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
If you go and navigate through the same, there is an option called marker color. Two options are there: sparkline color, marker color. You have to go for marker color. And there, high point, you can customize to green. And again, marker color, low point, you can customize to red. So this option you can avail and make a difference at your workplace. Like going to sparkline, marker color, high point, and low point.
Yes, so, Thomas, I'm just having an issue when I try to sort. It's telling me, giving me another message about the merge cell.
Okay, could you please share your screen? Let me have a look.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So I select this, right?
Mm-hmm. You are not including the headers. Please include the header.
Okay, so maybe that's what is happening. All right, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
And just before I forget, I just had one more question before.
Please.
You were sorry. Right.
Yeah, please, no problem. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I saw that you kind of copied this row and actually aligned it in a.
Yes. Yes,
So
it's called transpose. It's called transpose. So you can select your category column completely. Category column completely. Yeah, including the header. Don't forget the header, because if you do not want the header, then it's okay. Yeah, Control C, copy that. Go to the destination cell where you want to paste it in other format.
okay,
Yeah.
say for example.
Yeah, this cell. Fine. On your keyboard, press Alt, leave the finger, remove the finger, then E.
Yep.
E. Then S. S for Shimla. Then E again. Again E and enter. E and enter. You got the things.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
okay.
I tried Googling it, but I did not understand. So
Okay, no problem. That's fine. You could have asked me then and there itself. I could have explained. Not an issue.
there are a lot of questions, so I didn't want to kind of differ from what was going on. So
Not at all issue. So we are in the flow. It will be kind of a helping hand for others also. They might be interested in knowing that. So you could have asked. See, when we are in the subject line flow, it's not never been wrong. You can ask your question. I told you, if you have any personal queries, we can discuss at the end. Not an issue.
yeah. So can you just share that shortcut key again? I'll just store it.
Sure. I'll write it out immediately in front of you. See, when you that the step first of all, you have to Control C. It's meant for copy. Then you have to go to your destination cell. After copying, you go to destination cell. This is the second step. Then you have to go for a keyboard shortcut Alt E plus S. So when you go for Alt ES, it will be giving you the paste special dialog box. Now, when you go for paste special dialog box appears, then you have to go for simply selecting E. E for transpose. And then enter to click the OK button.
Thank
you. Yeah. So I'm pasting in the chart box, so you can directly copy paste otherwise. This is for transpose purpose. All right, so now the moment we have gone for our spark lines, see the beauty of doing this kind of spark lines. All the places you see, the columns are always going up. It is in the upward trend. From the axis, it is always going towards up because the value is positive. What if I have a negative any point of time? Of course, it should go down below to the axis. And if it is a negative value, what should be the color of the column? Should be red, definitely. So let's go and check. If I go to category 3 and I change my value to negative something, -4500. The moment I hit enter, can you see immediately it is going below to the axis and it is populating the value over there. So this is how the beauty, any point of time, if you want to highlight something more impactful way, the best option, you can use this kind of data visuals. And the beauty is it is not going to occupy more of your space. All right. So this is about our situation number 2. Hope it brings more clarity. Any doubt, any queries before proceeding to situation 3?
No.
Great. Yes, Sridhar, from your side, any question? Ria, if you have.
No.
Okay, great. Fine then. Now we'll move to our situation number 3. Okay. So here, so far we have been discussing only taking maximum 1 or 2 columns of data and presenting. Now we are going to do some kind of historical comparison of the data. And if that is the case, how to present our data effectively, we are going to discuss. Now, same category wise, we have got 12 category of the data and 2 years data we have now, 2019 and 2020. So kindly keep your cursor next to 2020 column header and insert a column. So insert 2 columns. How to insert a column? Alt I C. Alt I for insert, C for column. To insert column. Okay. Similarly, you go for Alt IR for inserting row. Very easy to remember. C for column, R for row. Alt I is the common key to insert a row. Similarly, Alt I over here W to insert a worksheet. Keyboard shortcuts will be very helpful. No need to go for taking the mouse, right click, insert, all these things quite time consuming. Now, the moment we have got 2019 and 2020 data, if I want to showcase comparing the data over here, the next column, ideally we go for growth. So what will be the formula for growth column? Basic mathematics, anybody?
Green. Current.
Yeah, so mathematics formula, I'm talking about to calculate my growth column. 2020 minus 2019, do you agree?
Yes, correct.
Simple formula.
Difference, yeah.
Now, the moment I go for this and making my formula ready, my growth column will be ready, no doubt. Now I'll go and create another column naming called visual. So visual column, I will be referring to my growth column equal to this growth column, control enter. So my data is ready. Visual column data is ready. So please confirm once the data is ready. All right, so Sandeep has confirmed. How about the others people? Could you please help me out?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, Sridhar is also done. Good. Mandria too. Udit, what is the status? Okay, great. Fine then, Ajit is also done. Very good. So now next 1 minute, you please stay focused on my screen, understand what I'm doing. Then next 1 minute, I'll be giving time. You can work around. See, I have selected my visual column data only, not the header. Going to home, conditional formatting. I have got another feature called icon sets. When I go for icon sets, it opens up with four verticals like directional, shapes, indicators, ratings. So whichever you like the most, you can take that category icons and you can apply. But that depends upon the data again. So which is more suitable, you believe, and you feel that it makes more sense, you can use it. But if you ask me that, Prabhas, what is your best recommendation? I will tell you, if you are working with more into the project related activities, that project certified, uncertified, completed or incomplete state it is there, or it is in WIP, whatever you are want to mention over there, you can showcase this kind of indicators or shapes. That will be more ideal. If you are working with more into the text related data, like you are working with more into the HR side, balance score template or assessment matrix or skill development matrix, where you are more dealing with the text related data, where text heavy data is there, or if you're working with your IT department where you have to monitor the consumption of the bandwidth, there you want to go for, then you can use this kind of rating kind of options. If you are working with more into the number side, sales, marketing, accounts, finance, production, consumptions, everything, where the more the numbers speaking the story, you can go for this kind of directional keys options. Again, there is no hard and fast rule in by Excel Microsoft has ever defined. This is up to us. But yes, you are the right person to take the call, whichever suits you the best. So I'll take one directional keys, the first rule over here. And when I go and apply, I could see some kind of icons along with my data, which is readily applied over the screen. So please do that. Going to home, conditional formatting, icon set, the very first rule from the directional keys, you can take that. Now, let us analyze the situation. Please stay focused on my screen. Let us analyze the situation. Green color up arrow key, wherever the value is increasing trend compared to last year, this is showing the details I can make out, not an issue. Red color down arrow key where the value is decreasing, that is also showing the case. That's fine, I can make out. About the yellow color arrow keys, if you little bit take about the concentration on that, can you see wherever it is positive, it is available, wherever negative also it is available. So that is really not making any sense and it is quite confusing also. See, one thing for sure, we know that when you are presenting your information, if information is there, people cannot understand, that's a separate thing. But information is confusing the people, that you should avoid. We know that very well. So in this case, my friends, how to make it more ideal, making a suitable options over here, which will be exactly speaking the story, what I'm trying to convey. So simple thing, if compared to last year, volume is increasing, green color up arrow key. If it is decreasing, red color down arrow key. In case by any chance the value remains the same, there is no increase or decrease in the volume, it should be yellow color icon. Well, if that is the need, how to customize our rule? Let's take and discuss on that. See, I have selected my visual. Just 1 minute, please watch my screen. Home, conditional formatting. I told you, whenever you happen to see the backend rule of conditional formatting, go for manage rules, edit rule. And there, this is the place where I need to customize the rule. So what is the thing we need to customize first of all? See, here, if you look at my data is showing in terms of percent, but actually my data is there in terms of numbers. So this is the first change we have to do. Let us do the changes. Type number, again type number. I did it. Next thing, you can say here it is showing the green color up arrow key will be applicable where the value is more than equal to. I don't want more than equal to. I just want greater than only. I don't want equal to sign. So let's do the changes. Going to more than symbol, drop down. Next thing, if you say show icon only, this option is not checked. So I should check that. Yes, I will check it. So what we did over here, first thing, we have changed the data type to number. Second thing, the value we have taken the operator only more than symbol for green color icon. Third one, show icon only we have taken. And finally, we should go and click OK. So these are the changes only you should do in this window. And once you do that and click OK, again click OK, see the beauty, what it happens. When you present your data, it speaks the story. And trust me, when you present your data in this format, people will love to see this and this column. They will be hardly interested in watching all these columns. Right, people? What say?
Yes, yes.
Right. Please give it a try. Any difficulties, do let me know. Selecting the visual column, going to Home tab, and then conditional formatting, manage rules, and do the respective changes. Right, people? Everybody is able to do that. Any questions from anybody?
I have a small talk.
Yeah, please.
Once I did the conditional formatting in manage rules.
Okay.
I did. Say for example, on the arrows, like when value is greater than 0, when value is lesser than or equal to 0, and greater than or equal to 0, we have mentioned. This is somewhat confusing to me. Greater than or equal to 0, what is that?
See, this is where the moment you go for this, the rule, what it says. As I told you, first I'll show you. We have customized 3 rules. Like compared to last year, if it is increasing, green color, up arrow key. Compared to last year, if it is decreasing, red color, down arrow key. I told you one more option. If it remains the same, suppose 1350 for category 7, here also 1350. What is happening? Can you see the yellow color icon? It means no up, no down. It is same. That's why it is going to the horizontal arrow key.
Then instead of greater than or there is no only equal to in this one.
Right. See, if logically not less than something, not more than something, it's something called equal only, na?
Exactly.
Yes.
But so we must have to invest more of brain in that one. So I thought it was a ready-made solution.
Not a problem, not a problem. So that is logically, it is the same. I mean, equal to. So instead of giving there is direct equal to symbol, so it is giving 2 options, like less than equal to or more than equal to. It is coming up automatically.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not getting this option.
Yeah,
Equal
could you please share your screen? Let me see.
See, I have done this.
Mhm.
Getting 0, but here value is in negative.
First, let me show. Let me see that visuals. Select your visual column completely. Visual, no, not the header. Only the conditional formatting place. Yes, go for manage rules, conditional formatting, manage rules. Last one. Edit rule. Yeah. What? Hold on. More than, equal to, less than. That's fine. It's fine. Completely fine. Click OK. Yeah. Click OK. Now go back to the visual column first cell. Visual column first cell. Yeah. See, you have direct copy pasted the data. There is no link from growth to visual. Got my point? So you do one thing. Select the visual column.
Okay, got it. Means
you are doing the changes, but there you can directly go for the changes also in that context.
this is
No, not there. No need to go for repeating the same. Select your visual column completely. Equal to, immediately type equal to. Take the reference from the left, from the growth column, first cell. Control enter. No, not enter. Control enter. You should have gone for control enter.
sorry.
No, escape. Escape. Yeah, escape. Equal to. Select the entire thing. Select the entire thing first. Equal to. Take the reference from left. Control enter. Yeah. Can you see now?
Yes.
Since the data was not linked, that's why you cannot see the changes. Yeah. All right. So I'm taking the control back on the screen, people, over here. Okay. All right. So this is how we have seen in our situation 3 that what exactly we discussed. Let's have a look. So over here, we have gone for our home tab and rule conditional formatting. And over here, we have gone for icon sets. So these are the options which will be basically helping us to present our boring numbers in terms of an infographic format or kind of adding more visuals. Now here, I'll tell you one more thing, friends. The moment you are presenting your data to your audience, okay, no doubt, this is adding more value, but how to add more impact on this, I'll tell you. So whenever you are presenting your data, don't show the data in this kind of dilution fashion. So wherever you have made the achievement, first grab your audience attentions to that. Wherever it is really making, I mean, the business is down or the volume is decreased, that you keep it in the bottom. Because you have to make your customer, you have to make your audience, you have to make your global leaders first happy. So how they will be happy when you are making a progress or some improvements are there, some achievements is there, then only they will be happy. And first, how to grab the audience attentions. See, you can select these columns like starting from category till growth. Okay, go for same Alt DS. Sort by the growth column and choose largest to smallest. So what will be happening? Wherever we have made the achievements, it will be appearing in the top. Wherever the volume is down, that will be set in the bottom. So definitely we have to analyze that why there is a decrease in the revenue for all these products or categories, whether the potential market demand was not there, or product was of inferior quality, or our competitors were giving the lesser price or more discount. That is a different story. That marketing analysis will do that later. But instantly, to present it effectively, this is the way you can present it. So presentation is an art. At the end of the day, presentation is art. People have the data, but if you are unable to present it properly, you cannot take that chance. So someone else will be taking the credit. Presenting your data, they will be taking the credit. So you have to develop that skills, and that skills comes from your experience and practice. All right. So situation 3 is clear, people. Any doubt, any queries?
Sagas,
Yeah,
I have a small query.
please.
Like instead of doing data sorting,
Mhm.
why we are not using filter option? Like there also we have an option, right, to sort the data according to.
That's what, see, I told you, I never denied about it. If you go for, again, for filter, you have to activate Control Shift L. Unwantedly, I have to go to filter and I have to click on that. Correct. Though I want to go for sorting, I have to go and do the filter button. I have to click and do the sorting. Else, I told you various rules of sorting. You can right click on the data, sort, custom sort, or you can go to home tab over here, custom sort, or you can go to data, you can go for sorting. So there are various options. Choice is yours completely. I'm not denying about it. But
And we can sort the visual data as well, right?
yes, you can sort through the visual column also. You can know, I mean, if you select, you can go for visual column to select. You have got another options over here. If you go for visual, the colorful icons will be there, even like see conditional formatting icons. Now, if you go for icons order, first you want to bring the up arrow key. You can choose up arrow key on the top. You can choose that. Options are there. So see, why I did not take you through, because I have my data, visual column data is already linked to my growth column. So if I sort my growth column, ultimately that is going to give an impact to visual column. No need to worry about it, isn't it?
Correct, correct.
Right. Now, coming to next over here called situation number 4. So here, people, I will take you through a beautiful option of our data visualization tool nowadays, which is more trendy in the market. I'll tell you what is that. So first, let me take you through that. No need to do anything. Just look at my screen. Nowadays, what is popular in the corporates in terms of trendy dashboards and all those things people prefer to see is over here. I'll take you through. There is an option over here in our Excel to showcase the data like this. So the beauty looks more trendy. What is that? Employee related information is there, but along with the numbers or values, your icons are being populated in the charts or graphs. So that speaks a lot of story and people will love to see. That's more trendy in the market and that looks cool also. So if it is related to your people related data or attrition rate, headcounts related, something you are displaying, you can use this kind of icons. What is the other one? I'll tell you. Nowadays, if you see any kind of revenue related information, people are speaking the story along with the revenue data, this kind of dollar bags adding more value towards the presentation. So now the question is, looking at the data in this format, people have a curiosity in the mind. Is it really done in Excel? We have ever noticed that we have never seen such kind of charts in Excel, but yes, this is there. Not in the charts, not in the graphs. This is a separate add-in comes in our Excel tool. So what is that add-in? How to explore this? How to use this? I'm going to take you through. See the beauty. First, 1 minute, you please look at my screen and confirm one thing. If you look at your insert ribbon menu options, there is a add-in group. Do you see this kind of people graph option? A green color icon is there. This is available only in 2013 and above versions of Excel. But in 2016 and 2019, you should have the professional version or You should have the business version or the enterprise version, not with the student or home version. You will be finding the same. So can you see, is it there in the insert add-ins group, green color icon, naming called people graph? If it is there, well and good, you can make use of it. If it is not there, then you are using the official laptop, and the moment you click, it is asking for administrator rights and password. Then you have to take the help of IT department, and you can get it activated. There is nothing harm. This is the Microsoft tool only, so there is nothing wrong if you go and activate. So people have to give the access to that. But how it works, I will tell you. So please stay focused. The moment I go for insert and I go for add-ins people graph, it will take time to load for the first time, and it will be giving this kind of application loaded on the screen. Can you see? But the problem is it is taking on its own ready-made numbers, but how to connect with my data? Let me take you through. See, once the application is loaded, you can see in the top right corner, I have got two icons activated. It will come, see, these are the two icons. So the first one is about your data. So when I go and activate the data icon, this will be taking me through to define what is the title of your application. I want to give the chart. Suppose that this is about head counts. I go for head counts. Now this is asking me select your data. So if I go for select my data, then where is my data? Data is over here. I will select like this. And when I select, immediately you will be finding, it will be giving me the information, how many rows, how many columns I have selected. And finally, I need to go and click this create button. And when I go and click this create button, the same data, whatever I have, this is now going to be populated over here. So this is how you can connect with that adding to your real-time data in your Excel and presenting it effectively. And trust me, the same you can carry to your PowerPoint as an image and present it, and people will love to see that. And the beauty is, suppose say over here, I told you the other one, how to get this kind of options over here. If I'm working with revenue data, of course, you can do the one thing, going to the application, second icon is called settings. Second item is the settings. There is an option called over here shape. And if I go for the shape, can you see there is a dollar back kind of icon is there? I can choose that. That's it. So when I go for dollar back icon, my entire things will be changing. So if I'm working with the people related or revenue related or any other things you believe that these icons will be more suitable to my data, you can use it. But these are the icons, mostly this 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one. Else sometimes people use this kind of stars options that will be also adding more value. So this is how this add-ins plays a very great role in terms of creating such kind of trendy dashboards or kind of visuals over there in your Excel sheet. Something different people happen to see and they love it. All right, people. So give it a try. Those who are having this add-ins there in the place and it doesn't ask your admin related rights to give your ID or password something to activate. Or if you're working with your personal laptops, you can get it done. If you need my support, do let me know. I would help you.
This is not coming in my system. Like everything is there, but I'm not getting the total number of.
Okay, could you please share your screen? Let me have a look, Sir. Right. Don't select now. Don't select now. Yeah, you have got that application loaded, right? Yeah.
But I'm unable to delete that one, remove that one.
Yeah, you can select. You can select in the wall, in the outer wall, you select outer wall, anyone, left, right, top, bottom, any wall you can select.
No, I want to remove this one and insert once
Understood,
again. Can I?
understood. You can do that. That's what I'm telling you. You take your mouse pointer in the walls. That 4 walls are there, no outline. That outline walls are there.
Yeah.
No, not that is the data point. In the same application, what you have loaded, the object. Yes, click that. Click there. Click there. Click there. Yes. Now delete. Press the delete button on the keyboard.
Okay.
Yeah. You go to insert. Yeah. You go to that adding the green color adding. It is there towards your right. Towards your right a little bit. One step right. No. You're gone far.
Add-ins, right? My add-ins.
Immediate right. Next to add-ins to immediate right, there is a green color icon. Yes, exactly. Right. Now click the data first icon, right side, first icon.
This,
Yeah, first icon. Yes. Change the header, that is the title to change. Then go for select your data. Select your data. Then select from HR. No need to header. No need to select header. Only the data points. Complete data points. Yes. Now click create. All right.
and after this, you said there is a functions to change the like instead of
yeah, second icon settings is there. Settings icon is there in the top right corner. Yeah, there is a shape option is the shape. Yeah, then you go and choose the $back symbol, second row, third option. Yeah.
Why specifically I asked is that like I already said that I'm working in logistics, so I need to present this one year wise. What is the TDC we are having?
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome. So this is how you can showcase your results. I'm taking the control back on the screen. All right, people. So I believe this makes sense a lot about your data visualization, how to present our data effectively instead of showing all the time the boring numbers, how to add more value towards the presentation. So all the things we have discussed today. So this is it from our day 2 side. Let's have a quick recap what we did in our day 2. So we started with our date calculations by using the hidden formula of our Excel called date_diff. And I told you that we have got a formula added over here today, formula to generate today's date in the system. And then uses of our F4 key, once for cell lock, twice for row lock, thrice for column locking. Then we have seen a data analytical tool called GoalSeek, how to use from what if analysis group from the data menu. And 2 rules to be satisfied: data must contain a formula, and set cell or objective cell must a formula driven cell, that we have discussed. Then we have seen the data clean one, like if you have the data text driven errors or blanks in place in your data, before dispatching the same to the next level, how to do the necessary treatments over there to complete the data into flat data and presenting the same to the next level to stop people asking unwanted questions. Then data clean 2, when you are working with your SAP or ERP driven records, anything is there, then you have to do the necessary data cleansing in terms of bringing the numbers into proper number format, date into proper date format over there, and then work further and how to clean up our data, bringing the cell format into general format for the year column, that also we have seen. Then we have proceeded to data clean 3, where we have explored a data cleansing tool called one of the artificial intelligence options of our Microsoft Excel, naming called Flash Fill, and the keyboard shortcut is Control E, and the same we get in our home tab, fill, Flash Fill, or in the data menu we do have Flash Fill option, keyboard shortcut is Control E. And for that we need to have 4 rules to be satisfied, the Flash Fill rules, and how to apply the same, what are the areas you can apply. We have seen a glimpse of few examples over there, and having the satisfaction of the rules, where the numbers especially you are driving it or extracting it, how to get that by simply adding apostrophe in the beginning and storing the data as a text. Then we have proceeded to data fill technique. So when you receive your data from SAP or ERP system, and if you have got some blank cells with the regular intervals, how to fill them and make your data into a flat data, we have seen that by using our Go to special dialog box, blanks equal to previous cell reference, control, enter. Then we have seen how to present your data if in terms of data arrangement, instead of taking those regular sorting options, how to give a add-on to the data by using the format as table option from the takeaway of our day one, adding more value to the subtotal formula over there and using a slicer to a normal data over there, controlling the data from the outside, adding a visual filter like slicer. Then we have seen multi-DB filter. If you have multiple data sets in a particular Excel worksheet, by simply converting the data into table, you can work around with your multiple filter options. Then we have seen the various data visualization styles over here by adding to conditional formatting data bars, then spark lines, then conditional formatting icon sets, and finally using the respective add-in called people graph, giving a trendy feel of your dashboards to the boring data or numbers, and that will be speaking a lot. So this is what our day two side. Any doubt, any queries from day two people? Anybody? Sandeep, you don't have that option? Cannot be. Is it your office laptop or personal laptop?
Yeah, yeah, it's grayed out. It's kind of admin administration.
Okay, yeah, that's what I told you.
My personal one.
Right, right. So if it is grayed out for you, you have to take the help of IT. You should not tamper with that, and you can't even, because unless and until you have the administrator rights.
Correct.
Right. Fine, people. So any doubt, any queries, you can ask me in day one, day two, anything also you can, no problem. Hope it helps. Session was informative. What's your belief?
Yeah, it's very helpful.
Okay.
And especially the control E part.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm happy to take those because this has really helped me a lot day in day out.
Right. I can understand that.